Good morning, Metro Nui! Welcome back to another episode of the Barraki Talk Show. We're your hosts, the Mielik brothers,
Jacob,
Samuel,
Thomas, and we're glad you're joining us today as we talk our way through the weird and wondrous world of Bionicle. In the black waters of Markjuly, a group of Matoran are under attack, and only these 6 Toa can save them. But with their own lives and the fate of the universe on the line, will they be able to save anyone?
Wow. That's pretty good.
Thank you. I was a huge...
pretty emphasis on the pretty good.
Well, yeah, I am very pretty.
You are not very good, though.
Whoa. Well, none is good besides God, so...
True.
Moving on. So, we'll start with the lore, shall we? We'll switch it up and start with lore. How does that sound?
Brilliant.
Okay, genius.
I like lore.
Well, that's funny. I hate the lore. I only care about what the sets are looking like.
Wait a second.
I'm perfectly indifferent.
Wow.
Now that I believe.
No change on the Western Front. So,
Lithuania is the
Yes.
Western Front.
yeah, well, yeah, geography, you know. I'm not aware of it. Do you know? Anyway, starting with the Toa Mahri. So, we're going to be doing the Toa Mahri this episode, covering all of their aspects, and we need to get a few things out of the way. First, what makes the Toa Mahri different from the Toa Nika? Well, I'll give you a bit of a teaser. Imagine the Anika as an In-N-Out Lithuanian hamburger, where it has the special In-N-Out Lithuanian sauce. Imagine you removed all that sauce and just had the rest of the hamburger. That is the Toa Mahri. They lost the sauce is what I'm trying to tell you. I think, because, okay, so...
You're talking about lore-wise, obviously.
Yes. Wait, no, I'm talking about the sets. I only care about the sets. That's me.
Fired. You're fired. We're replacing you with Spencer.
No! At least replace me with Jathan Clayton Newton.
Jathan Clayton Newton has more important things to do.
Newton Jathan Clayton. Anyway, so the first aspect of the Toa Mahri is that they no longer have lightning-infused elemental powers. They just act like normal Toa. It's
So
like,
weird.
yeah, I was like, okay.
Do they ever explain that?
Yeah, mutation.
Well, the mutation is the reason they lost it?
Yeah, so when they get dumped into the water, this is a bit into events, but they were in the cord, they get dumped into the water when the venom eel attacked it. The Mask of Life transforms all of them, and then they became the Toa Mahri. And of course, because it's wacky, it also transformed their tools along with them, because that falls under the domain of life powers. Dornica style.
Yeah, exactly.
The Mask of Life is just a Deus Ex Machina machine. Don't ask what it can do.
A Deus Ex Machina machine. God of the machine. Hot water heater.
No, it actually creates Deus Ex Machina. This is what I was going for.
Oh, it's like in the multiverse theory, like the multiverse printer that's just making the universes.
Yeah.
Genius. Anyway.
That is actually what I was going for, by the way.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah.
So, going back to it, following along the same train, their faces no longer glow. They can wear normal masks, essentially, so long as they're... Actually, they can't wear normal masks, because since they're now aquatic, their masks specifically allow them to breathe, so they can only wear each other's masks, essentially, which is why none of them switch it out in the story.
And is why in the sets they all have breathing tubes.
Yeah. Which I'm like, that's at least a bit of originality, which I do like. They also lost the organic masks, so their masks are now just normal protodermis.
The organic masks were weird.
Lego heard that feedback and they were like, okay.
Back to plastic.
They also gain immunity to pit mutagen, which is very convenient for them. But considering the Mask of Life did, it's like, yeah, make these guys immune to the pit. The Mask of Life is also like, man, I'm getting destroyed by the corrosive waters of the pit. It's like, can't you just make stuff immune to it, Mask of Life? I don't know. Just a weird detail
Thomas,
to add.
Remember when we talked about Darth Plagueis the Wise?
No.
Like, I think it was in the last episode.
What is this?
We
What are
mentioned.
you trying to
Because
say
he
here?
can save others from death, but he couldn't save himself. That's literally the mask of life
Samuel,
right now.
that is
Put up
literally
the-
this plot line.
Put up the face palm meme where everybody all face palms at the same time.
Yeah. And I do the sound
Actually,
effects.
never mind. You don't even need it anymore. That was good enough.
Yeah. So, they also gain the ability to breathe water, though only through their specific mask, and they can't wear normal masks, as we discussed. And they will also all gain Kordak blasters, but they pick those up later. They start out with normal Toa tools, essentially. We never figure out what Kongu's was, which is very sad, because he just dumps it off for another Kordak.
It's probably an arrow slicer.
Yeah. Matt Tao's arrow slicer specifically teleported the arrow slicer.
Best Toa weapon.
So I say that they lost their unique sauce, because now they're essentially just Toa that breathe water. That's like all they are. But they did gain excellent character designs, and they look really heckin' cool. Also, a bit on the comics note, the art for the Mahri comics is better than for the Anika comics, and it has some unique strengths and highlights, which we will cover later, because I read all the comics, and we'll give a brief rundown on those.
Still not my favorite art,
No,
Not
it's
bad.
definitely
but it kind of does get the vibe across that they're trying to
It
go
is very vibe-based, which is what it has to go for, because you cannot tell what the heck is going on in any specific detail. So, shall we start with the specific Toa, though? I
Yeah.
don't Yoda's like, Toa?
Toa.
Toa!
You
You
seek
seek Toa! Anyway, so Jala, he is the first, we go down the list as always, and he's red, which means he is the fire Toa.
Red equals fire. Never forget it.
Exactly. So his mask is
Ooh,
the
that's
mask of sonar. So it uses echolocation to detect things, as you would, and strangely enough, it works in the water and out of the water. So unlike normal sonar, which only works in the water. So it's pretty much always on, and it just allows him to detect like anything Daredevil style in the nearby radius, which is actually a really cool ability because it's not an overt combat thing, but they draw attention to it multiple times in the story where it's like, he wasn't ambushed because of this, or he was able to dodge the attack because he knew, it was there. So I'm like, that's cool that Greg always kept it in the back of his mind. Like, this guy knows where stuff is in a radius. So I think it's a cool enough mask, but it doesn't wow me. Especially the design of it. Like, you'd think that mask would do something cool and powerful, but it's like, it just lets you go, see things.
It's a side grade from his Anika mask. Honestly.
It's a downgrade from his Anika
No,
mask.
the Anika mask is also kind of just like, the problem is they're both so passive,
Yeah, but being able to like do sick flips and stuff is cool, whereas this one's like you can sense other people doing sick flips. That seems like a downgrade to me.
I don't know. It has its uses.
It does have its uses, but I'm just saying fewer uses. Especially when you're in a heavily combat-oriented situation.
Fair enough.
But I digress. Now, his equipment...
You didn't say what the name of this mask was, did you?
No. I forgot to write those down, and I do not know these off the top of my head.
I can find them. This one is called the Kanohi Arthron.
Okay, so it's the Kanohi Arthron, which... That name sounds Lord of the Rings-ish to me.
All of the names sound weird.
Yeah.
Like, you have the...
Spoil
Arthron.
'em?
Yeah,
You're gonna
no,
just
we'll
spoil
get to
'em all?
him. We'll get to him. We can't let him know
Fair
what
enough.
these masks do. So, but Jala's equipment is his first one is an aquatic power blade. So that's his sword-looking thing. And the only notable trait about this is that it's resistant to fire, which it should be. It'd be weird if his tools weren't resistant to fire. It doesn't have. It's just there. It doesn't do anything. He also has a Kordak
Other than
blaster.
work as a sword.
Hmm?
Other than work as a sword.
Yeah. He also has a Kordak blaster, which is sometimes mounted on his Hana crab. And this happens like once in the entire thing. And it never like explains when he gives it to the crab or when he gets it back from the crab. It just shows up with the Kordak, blows something up, and then he has the Kordak blaster again, and the crab never shows. I'm like, this is
It's
so
one of those
random.
things that Craig was like, I gotta work this into the story now. Mm-hmm. And the set designers were like, but it's so cool. And it is cool.
It is cool. I do really like it.
It's a great concept.
Yeah, and it's so unique. It's like no one else has like a pet crab or
Yeah.
anything. It's just like, I don't know, it's weird.
And
but
they never do that again, and it's such a bummer.
yeah. Well, they have like pet monsters on Barra Magna, but those are like specific for their sets.
I'm really excited to talk about the sets.
Yeah. So, did his personality change in between being an Anika and a Mari? So I don't know if his straight up personality changed, but how his character works in the story did change. Because under the water, he has less leadership, because everyone is split up so much of the time, trying to do things, trying to get the mask, and especially with Holly being so independent and Motoro having kind of his own little subplot, basically he just gets paired up with people like Kongu or whatever. So he doesn't really act like a leader until near the end of the story, which I think is a little bit disappointing.
But it makes sense, and they actually do talk about it, if I remember correctly, because he feels out of place in the water.
So they address it. It doesn't really crop up in the plot, because he's like, yeah, I felt kind of useless. So I'm like, you haven't really been that useless. Like, he's effective at what he does, but yeah, I don't know. It didn't really land with me.
I don't know. To me, it makes sense. He's a Toa of fire in the water. You know, you have a Toa of water who has become incredibly powerful all of a sudden, right?
My main beef, though, is that he doesn't inspire or rally the Maranui Matoran, what you'd think would be his main thing, right? Because they're all against the Toa, because they're like, oh, these are a bunch of freaky-looking people, and they're obviously prisoners of the pit trying to, you know, weasel their way into our society. And even when they gain their trust, Jala's not really the one talking to them. It's like Kongu or Nuperu or Holly. And I'm like, this should be exactly what Jala is supposed to do. A leader of a Toa team, and in a previous life, a leader of Matoran. And just going on this journey, he had to rally a group of just Matoran, right? So I felt like it could have been handled a lot better, but them leading the Matoran out is just kind of glossed over. It's like,
It would have been really cool, actually, as a parallel, to have Jalar lead... Jalar. Wow, I haven't said that in a long time.
Yeah.
Jala lead a Matoran army.
That
right?
would have been
But an effective
sick.
Matoran army, because he actually treats them well. Like,
yeah.
and
He's
like
not Taraga Doom.
Well, but
he's not the Paraka.
But he's not. No, he's not the Barraki, right?
Oh,
because like
yeah.
it literally opens with that Pride Act talking about his army of Matoran, right?
Well, dude,
it's like
and
would have been such a cool callback to that. But this is how you would actually.
And he could have
do it.
called back to his speech that he gave the Taraga, right? Because the Maranui Matoran faced pretty much all the same dangers for a similar amount of time as the Matanui Matoran, right? They've been fighting all this stuff on their own without help. So, like, if there's like... Yeah, that could have been so cool. We'll get to it in events where it would play out, but I feel like that was such a huge missed opportunity with Jala. Oh, just imagine it now. I'm angry. Darn you, Greg.
That's how I feel about like these random things that come into my head where I'm like, that could have been so good.
Bionicle revised. Anyway, so another aspect is that he is tactical and he does rely on his team, which continues, but it's actually strengthened here because since he's less of a leader, he does have more opportunity to show like individual synergy with them, right? So like he and Kongu are together for a lot of the time and they have like fun banter and they like to play off each other and use their abilities. So it's kind of cool to see that. And he also like makes sure to call out people who will combo together well. So he'll be like, Nuperu and Holly, you do this because your mask can do this, or Hyuki, you tie it down with your mask of gravity while Holly gets the current to whip it away or whatever. So that was cool to see, and at least kept him feeling like he could be the leader. The saddest thing, though, is he doesn't really get any standout moments until the very end of Downfall, where he gets a super sick standout moment, but we'll get to that when we do Downfall. So, for the most part in these books, he's just kind of there. And I feel like that was a little disappointing, but I know you can't focus on everyone. So, what are you going to do about it, I guess? Yeah. But now we move on to Holly, who, speaking of getting all of the focus, this is where most of the focus goes. It's like Hyuki and Holly that get like all the attention, and obviously Motoro, but that's in a separate category essentially, right? Yep. So her mask is the max of Kindred. It's the mask of Kindred, the Konohi Faxon. Fax on, fax off.
Well, I was thinking about, I'm like, well, since we already have all the weapons, the weapon-ons, as I've been referring to them.
There's a fax machine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wouldn't that be funny? We should do that one too.
That would be
fax
funny.
On.
Every time he like takes someone out, he like sends a fax of like their face or mask or whatever.
Whatever part he hit.
Yeah, exactly.
Printer on.
Facts on. His catchphrase is spitting straight facts.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I hate that.
So, going back to Holly, she has the Mask of Kindred, and this may seem like a vague description of her power, which it is, because what this does, it duplicates any power of a Rahi that shares the user's general environment. And when it says general environment, it means that literally, because if you're underwater, you can get any amphibian or any aquatic ability, essentially. The only caveats being it has to be a Rahi. It can't be like some other type of animal.
Yeah.
And you have to know what the ability is. So, like, you can't just pull a random ability you've never heard of and use it. You have to be like, yeah, I saw a squid do this once. And it also has to be a natural ability of the thing. It can't be like a Rotuka spinner or like some genetically enhanced or cybernetically enhanced ability.
So if you were next to a bird, you could fly.
So like if you were touching air, I suppose, yeah. I don't know if that counts as an ability.
That's what I was wondering.
It's very vague.
What are abilities?
Because like she uses the ability of a squid that hypnotizes people, but it seems to be like the shifting pattern eye sort of Ka from Jungle Book kind of hypnotism, where it seems like biologically based, not like an actual like
it's not
power, right?
Yeah, it's not something that comes from.
And she also uses one that resists paralytic poison, so it's like that just seems like a normal biological
ability.
resistance.
Yeah.
So it was very vague on how it actually worked. I'm like, this doesn't. I don't know. I think Greg just didn't think about it that hard, and he's like, yeah, she can just do whatever the heck I want at any time. And she always justifies it like...
If you've seen a Rahi do it, she can do it.
Yeah, and she'll be like, oh yeah, and then Turaga no Kama told me about this fish that can do that, or I saw one do it one time. I'm like, sure, whatever, bro.
Hey, I mean, at least they're giving an explanation, right?
Imagine
I
if
appreciate that.
she saw a Makuta fish and she can turn into Makuta.
That's not how Makuta fish work.
She's like, I saw Makuta turn into a fish once. Okay, it worked. So the noble version of this mask can only do specific environments. So it could be like only deserts or like only underwater kelp forests or something. I'm like, that sounds more balanced. The other weird thing that makes this overpowered is there's no cooldowns between switching the powers. You can go like from one power to the next to the next to the next with no in between time. So it's like, wow, you can just cycle through whatever you need at that exact moment. However, this mask isn't like completely overpowered because there's only so many abilities you can know and so many that would be useful. So I think it is very powerful, but it's not like outright busted like one other mask that we'll get to later. It enhances her character and her fights. It doesn't just plow through them, is what I will say.
Right.
So her other equipment...
Because Holly really needed to be even more powerful.
Oh yeah, they're like, yeah, just give her all the best stuff. And she has the best, maybe second best weapon, because she has proto steel claws. Mm-hmm. And so if you know anything about proto steel, you know
we've talked at
it can cut through almost anything. And these act like how Nupru's digger claws worked, where they're actually her hands, and she can manipulate and use them like that. So they're super dexterous and super sharp and can be used as a weapon. So it's like they have no downsides, essentially. I guess in like, if you like scrape your leg or something, just like cuts through it like butter, that could be a downside.
That is actually crazy that it just works like her hand, because it's huge.
I know. And it like mentions in the book that she'll like use her claws to like grab stuff. I'm like, that is so weird. And in the comics, you see her like grabbing stuff with it. I'm like, that's just bizarre.
It's bizarre.
It's really weird. And it even mentions that's like flexible. It's like, I don't like that very much. She also has her little fin wing things. And they're not special. They're purely decorative. Like, they don't serve an actual purpose. They're just to look cool. But they do look really cool. So I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Good job, Greg, designing these sets personally.
That was like giving Nupru the claws, right? Like, it just had to be this character is different than all the others.
This is the character we want to really stand out, right? And the mohawk wasn't enough. They had to give him the claws.
Yeah, exactly.
So, how does her personality change? I think she probably has the most drastic personality shift in how the story treats her, because she becomes super confident, like, not to the point of arrogance, because she does have enough power and wit and restraint to actually do what she says she's gonna do, right? She's like, I'm gonna go off my own and do whatever. And so they just let her go, and you're like, oh man, that's gonna lead to trouble. It's like, it would if she didn't win every fight and like make deals and was actually intelligent. So it's like, okay, she's just straight up correct here.
It would if she was virtually any other Toa that we've seen so far.
Yeah, exactly. Like if she was Nokama and went off and like got poisoned, you'd be like, oh, come on. Yeah.
Strange that happened twice. No, it's kidding.
And also, despite popular opinion, she doesn't become like a murderous rage monster. Like that's a fun meme. But when people reference Holly the Barbarian, that was a joke Jala made to her because they were negotiating with the Barraki and she was acting all tough and stern and mean because they were pretending to be escaped prisoners from the pit. And so she put on this act, and then Jala was like, ooh, you're having a little too much fun with that. Should we call you Holly the Barbarian? She's like, huh. But she's not like, crazy rage or vengeful.
That's not her actual
personality.
That
like she is more confident than Holly and Nika, but she is not Holly the Barbarian.
Yeah.
So just clearing up any misconceptions. However, love is not canon. That's not a misconception. When they go underwater, she essentially becomes the powerhouse of the team. But it's weird because since she's separated so much, she's a solo act. So the team does their own thing and she does her thing. And it's like almost treated as like a 50-50 split of power, which is kind of strange, but makes sense. Like here,
it does kind of make sense in like when I think about it. Is if she's super powerful, you also kind of want to stay out of the way to make sure that she can utilize that power to the best extent, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's like if she's having to hold back to make sure she's not hurting or hitting or, somehow affecting her teammates, then it's like, yeah, just steer clear of her so she can maximize that power. Why would you not use
Except
it?
They don't get a really choice because she swims faster and can navigate better than everyone else. So she's like, I'm going to go do this. Gone. And they're like, okay. Everyone else team up, I guess. So, and she also gets like, she has a few moments like how Storm and the X-Men will have moments where she's like, I control all the sea. I am in tune with it. I can rule this entire place and you will listen to me. And I'm like, that's kind of fun. I always like those moments where characters just hype themselves up.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And Bionicle does that well.
Yeah. One thing though is that since she is solo, she doesn't help her teammates navigate or give any tips about how to like survive underwater. Doesn't give any like lessons on marine life at all. She's
but
just
that
like,
is a very Holly personality thing. Like it does fit with her personality. She's not.
I don't think so because Holly was the chronicler. She should want to tell and share
true,
stories.
But she's also like kind of impulsive, and like she doesn't spend a lot of time thinking about other people. She's not Golly and she's not Nokama, right? Like.
Yeah, she's definitely less of like because the team doesn't need a Golly or Nokama. Right. They're all emotionally regulated enough to be like, yeah, I'm going to do that. So yeah, she is more confident and more impulsive. I still think it's a little like you could have helped them out a smidge, like especially like Jala or Kongu.
But she's also coming to terms with the fact that she's now the most powerful member on the team, or arguably. But
I know, but this is also like Jala obviously doesn't like the water, Toa fire.
Yeah.
Kongu, the Lamatoran, famously don't like water.
Yeah.
Hyuki says he doesn't like water, and Nuparu also doesn't like water. Almost the entire team is not a fan of water, and especially being entirely underwater. So you'd think she would do something to help them. And I could understand it being a character flaw if they addressed it, but they never do, which is my main beef with it. So I think she's fine. I don't think she's totally stand out in the story though, because there's no like huge impactful moments that revolve around her making a character decision or even like a particular combat decision. She's mostly just like kind of a driving force and nice person to follow on various adventures, is how I'd put it. But now we come to Kongu, the green of the deep green. I felt like there was something that rhymed there, but nothing. Is there something underwater that rhymes with green?
Sea?
What?
I was thinking like
sea green?
Green, yeah, sea green maybe is what I was going for.
Sea foam green.
The sea foam green shooter.
The guy.
We need like an adjective.
Workshop that.
Yeah. We'll get back to you in 3 to 5
Let us know in the
days.
comments if you have any good ideas for that, because clearly we can't think of anything.
We have good ideas. They're just not here yet.
Yeah, they haven't arrived.
Yeah. Like same day delivery from Ideas Prime.
We don't pay for Idea Prime shipping.
Yeah. So
Idea Prime.
for Kongu, I put that he as a character has lost the sauce in the Mari, which is so sad to me because, like I said, coming off of Inferno, he was becoming like one of my favorites, and I thought he had a lot. But in this one, they utilize some aspects in Downfall that bring him up, but in Prisoners of the Pit especially, it's just like, man, you're just a quip machine. It's like, no, that's what Lua's for.
Yeah.
So he's...
And especially when they kind of change his whole... They sort of change his persona a little bit.
Yeah, they do change his persona.
And that's almost a shame that they, drop the...
Yeah, because going from like Mask of Telepathy, kind of a leaner build, but very compact in his Anika form, with his mask look, you kind of got the like crazy, agile, like competent persona. Whereas this one with the 2 Kordak and like the heavy mask, you get kind of the bruiser, heavy guy archetype, which he's not.
Yeah,
not
and
even
he's
in the
built
story
that way too. Like
Yeah.
the actual set, he's
Like he's
much
lumbering.
lower. Yeah, it looks like he's stockier than any of the other Toa by far.
So it's kind of incongruent with how his personality is and how he even works in the story. Because he's not treated as the big guy who just goes in and sweeps in problems. That's what Hyuki does, right? So he doesn't really have a role in the team.
Very frustrating, actually, because we talked about how Kongu was different than a lot of the other Lei Matoran in the fact that he was very, like, serious. Most of the time he took his job very seriously, and so not that he couldn't be quippy, but that wasn't like his default state, right?
Yes.
And we talked about how that kind of comes across in the Anika.
Yeah.
And so it's weird that they've now given up on that and moved into this, because it's like, we don't want that. Like,
yeah, the tone in this specifically feels like quip is his default, his first response. He doesn't really have those darker moments. He does have moments where he talks about his past and how he used to be more serious, but that is only in conversation. It's not in practice.
Yeah. And it's very weird too that would even be the case, that they're having that conversation, because it's like, why now would you be quippier, right? Like, what has happened that makes you more lighthearted rather, like, because it seems like, especially with the Anika and Mari, we're going into a much darker time, right? So it's...
And you could even justify it by being like, okay, I need to bring lightheartedness to the other team, but he never does that. He's just quipping for himself, right?
That's where I was going with it. Is like, okay, you could have changed because you saw that need. And it's like, again, just a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, literally one line. One internal thought. It doesn't even have to be spoken.
Yeah.
An internal thought of Kongu in one of the books would have been like, oh, I understand you, and I can appreciate this change, even if it's not the change that I would have made in that situation. At least you can understand why they took that route.
Yeah.
And didn't get that, so.
Yeah. So I just felt like it was a missed opportunity, and Kongu being like the Mari set that I got, I felt especially like, slighted.
Yeah.
I'm like, but what are you gonna
Alas.
do? Yeah, alas. A laddie.
Alas and a laddie.
So he has the mask of summoning, which is the Kanohi Zat. How's it pronounced?
Zoth.
Zot?
Zoth.
Zoth?
Zoth.
Why are there 2
Kanohi
T's
Zoth?
there?
I don't know.
This mask always... The
Zoth.
naming of it, I'm like, this is the most random mask name to ever exist. Like, what is this garbage? But besides the name, which I'm not a fan of, I actually think the power is really cool and one of the most interesting of the Mari, because it's the mask of summoning. So what it does is that when you use it, it calls a creature that shares your environment to your location. Now, it says for help, but that's not actually true. The creature just shows up, and it seems to have a generally good disposition towards you, but it's not an absolute, and it will try to attack you if you're there too long, right? So the limitations on what it can do is that it can call both Rahi and purely organic creatures. So it doesn't have the Faxon limitation where it has to just be Rahi. But the caveat, obviously, that we went over is that the creature doesn't have to help the user, and it cannot be used to get rid of the creature. So when you summon the creature, it comes, But that's all the mask does. Then it's just
like
hanging around.
Way worse Aquaman
Yes.
power.
But then the final caveat is that you don't decide what creature is summoned. It's a completely random creature as well. So
That's
I would never
terrifying.
use this.
yes, exactly.
It's like Aquaman, but worse.
Yeah.
That's what I just said.
And that's the joke kind of with this mask and Kongu's character, because it's like, I'm going to use my mask. What did that do? Then essentially like the Sando Aqua monster from episode 1 of Star Wars comes out and he's like, what the heck? And it like starts blowing everything up. He's like, I'm not using this mask again. This sucks.
By the way, if you're wondering and you're not a Star Wars nerd like us, that's the big one with the arms and the legs.
Yeah, the one where Qui-Gon's like, there's always a bigger fish.
Yep.
That's the Sando Aqua monster. It's such a weird name.
It is.
Sando, I know.
Gonna crush some Sandos.
Yeah, crushing Sandos. So
Now that's a reference.
yeah. So they address it in the story that Kongu is like, I don't like using this mask. And there's one point where they're in really deep trouble and Jala's like, use the mask. And he's like, I don't want to.
I don't want to use my mask.
Exactly. So I just thought it was
Samuel,
really funny.
Put the clip from Toy Story 2
But
where they
put
bring
Kongu's
Rex.
head on
Yeah,
it.
put
Yeah.
Kongu's head on Rex's face
And they're both green. It worked.
and replace head with mask.
And replace the entire clip with a pizza that has no cheese on the top of it. It's under the sauce.
What?
Because it's lost the sauce.
Yeah, because
Thomas-
Kongu lost the sauce.
You've used that way too many times.
But-
you're banned. No,
I
nope.
will stop using it
You're
when
ban-
Kongu gets the sauce
You're banned
back.
from using it.
Okay. Anyway, going back to Kongu, he has no primary weapon. He just has 2 Kordak blasters with the iconic line. People are like, "Why'd you choose 2?" And he's like, two hands.
Yeah.
I'm like, excellent. Okay, that's some good stuff right there. And considering
And it looks so cool.
And considering how powerful Kordak blasters
Yeah.
are, I'm like, I can't fault you for this. Like,
Yeah.
2 Zammer spheres would be weird. 2 Kordak blasters, I'm like, you should go for 3,
Yeah.
right?
In
Mount one on
lore-
your shoulder.
In lore, I feel like Kordak blasters are probably the most just like raw destructive power.
Oh yeah, they're crazy how much destructive power these. It's
Yeah. Like
it's
you think they're just
mind-
guns? No, these are like revolver bazookas, basically.
Yeah, they're literally micro missile launchers. It's like having like 6 RPGs just blah 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 blah. It's
so good.
crazy.
Now here's a question for you. Slight side note, not really box.
So
art.
this is
Crawley.
a
This is a Crawley. Would you say so? In the sets, they have some of them have the Kordak missiles like on their thing, implying that it is canon that they keep spare
Yeah, they
ammo
carry
on
extra
them.
ammo.
Yeah, so they have like a limited amount of ammo. Interesting.
And everyone in the story is pretty sparing with their Kordak ammo. For
Except
obvious
Kongu.
reasons. No, he's pretty sparing as well. Like, he doesn't use it that much. He doesn't use it, in my opinion, enough. Like, I want him
Right.
to just unload on, like, Gadunka or something.
Yeah.
Just blow him to smith. Unload on the Sando Aqua monster. It's genius.
Think of how cool that would be, though. Like, you know, you have everyone else has 6 bazookas. You have 12 bazookas. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's why I put in my notes for the 2 Kordaks. I just have totally understandable.
Yep.
So his personality and character, though, we kind of went over it already. So I'm just going to leave it as I think he's a bit of a downgrade. That's my opinion. And if you want to fight me, I will win. In fact, I already have. Your house is rigged to blow.
Oh wow.
with Kordak blaster
Yes,
ammo,
obviously.
of course.
I think Greg just got tired of writing. He was like, "I'm done."
He's like, I'm going to make all the Toa lame again. But
He
then,
just didn't
which
want to
is
have to
weird
write
because-
in tree speak anymore.
yeah.
He specifically mentioned that Kongu was one of his favorite
Yeah,
characters.
yeah.
So it's like, what a disappointment.
He's like, I forgot to say Kongu and Nika is one of my favorite characters. It's like, Kongu Mari, that guy sucks.
I don't think he's like. I think he is a bit of a downgrade, but I don't think he's bad. He just doesn't do as much.
That's why I said in my notes, a bit of a downgrade.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, like, he's not like. Anyway, you understand.
I
You
understand.
get what I'm trying to
I
say.
understand. Get it. I already got it, bro. It came 3 days ago in the mail
it?
instead
Got
of our
it?
ideas.
Good.
So, moving on to Hyuki. He has the Aqua Warblade. Ooh. So, this is said to be a finely crafted weapon. which is bizarre because they got all these weapons when they were mutated by the Mask of Life. I'm like, what do you mean it's a finely crafted weapon?
All the other ones, the Mask of Life didn't even try, but that one...
It took extra time. It's like, I want to give him something
It's
cool.
also the fun fact, it's also the only one on Bricklink that has a specific name.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And also has a unique function because he has electrified chains as one of his other equipment, and the chains can electrify his Warblade so that it will like just be electrified when he hits stuff. I'm like, that's really cool.
That
actually.
is cool.
But going back to his electrified chains, the chains obviously have electricity powers.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're very cool and useful because being electrified chains underwater is a really busted thing to do. And they're also pretty long. Like, he throws them at, like, Gadunka from a fair distance away and just...
So can the chains, like, extend and then, like, reel back? Is that how it works?
I think he just reels them back with his strength because he's really strong.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to later, actually. It's an interesting detail. And he also, just to add more sauce in weapons, has 2 detachable blades on his shoulders. He never uses them in story, which is very sad, but I'm like, man, that would have been cool.
I didn't know those were detachable.
Me
I thought they
neither.
were just part of his armor.
Yeah.
I didn't realize these are the...
Yep.
Whatchamacallit?
Vortex.
Vortex blades.
Mm-hmm.
That
Vorax,
blows...
you mean?
Vorax.
Vortex is Rudak.
Vortex is
Vorak.
right. You're right.
Vorax.
Vorax.
Yeah.
Vorax.
I always forget the name.
Yeah,
'cause
there's
they're
the
so close.
Vorax. It's
They're
the
the
Vorax
Vorax
weapon
stinger.
and the Vorax stinger. That's the Vorax
crazy.
weapon.
I thought that was a piece
For
only from
Glatorian.
Glatorian.
It looks like a Glatorian
We'll
piece.
talk about it when we get to the
Glatorian.
technical section, but both of those pieces get a ton of use
They're
outside
really
of this
good
set.
pieces.
They're really good pieces, yeah.
So, yeah, good on them. So, now we come to his most overpowered piece of equipment, and this is the mask I was referring to earlier. This is the Kanohi Garai, the Mask of Gravity. So,
Which is just an insane thing.
it's so busted, because you could put limitations on it, like how you'd have like normal kind of Toa power limitations or mask power limitations, but Greg doesn't feel the need to do that on this one. This is overpowered as all get out, and it makes all of his other tools completely useless. The only time he uses his other tools is when he specifically decides not to use his mask to be more sportsmanlike. I'm like, the fate of the universe is on the line, Hyuki. Now's not the time.
It is pretty funny
But
that he's the one.
Kohi
Yeah, I was
player.
gonna say he's the one who decides to be more sportsmanlike because wasn't his. What was his name? The player? No, not the player.
the player.
But he had some sort of sports
Well, and
nickname. I can't
he's like,
remember. The catcher? No.
The catcher
I'll
and the
find it. I'll find it.
Because in the story he
The
specifically
catcher and the Gorai.
Oh, that's good.
Hey.
So, because he specifically says, he's like, what am I doing? I used to be an athlete. I'm going to beat up this Gadunka without my mask. Unless things get hairy, then I'm going to, beat him. Like,
You're right.
oh, that kind of takes all tension out of the fight. It's like a self-imposed challenge
I mean,
run.
Gadunka is not like meant to be an actual threat. Really.
No, but it's just like, you don't want to take any chance, bro. Come on.
I guess.
The reason I don't like this mask on Hyuki with this level of power is that his character essentially becomes his mask. Most of the time when people are talking to him, they're like, Hyuki, use your mask. Or most of the time when the story is focused on him, it's like, and then Hyuki used his mask to do this, and this, and this. It's like, can Hyuki himself do anything? Like, can I get just a sprinkling of character, Greg? Come on. A funny quip. And when he's by Kongu, they do still quip. I'm like, yes. And then he goes away and it's like, Hyuki's mask. I'm like, no. So, to give a level of clarity to what I'm talking about, his mask can raise or lower gravity in a certain area. So this can be AoE or single target. Like, he takes down a bunch of Takea sharks by just increasing their gravity. He gets rid of the venom eel one time by making it lighter, and then a current just swoops him off because it weighs nothing. It's like, okay. And it gets even crazier because it can affect multiple areas at once and is so precise that he tied like a long eel into knots just using the power of the Mask of Gravity.
That is actually crazy.
And I'm like, what? That is a level of precision like I don't think we've ever seen with Toa powers.
Okay, question about this. Is this the mask that makes people imply that there are masks for each element?
I think this is the mask
This
that
is the
started
one
it.
that started it?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
And this is something because the later lore of the Mask the elemental masks, right, is that's what it just gives you Toa level control of the element. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, how do Toa of Gravity ever lose? Just tie your opponent in knots. It's over. And this is he's so good with this ability right off the bat. He even considers doing it to the 300-foot long Venom Eel. He's like, should I tie it in knots? I could do that. It's like, what?
That's insanely busted.
I'm like,
He just has the force at that point, but with none of the drawbacks.
I know, exactly. I'm like, there's no drawbacks to this mask, which is why I give credit to Greg. If something's working and overpowered, the Toa do just spam it over and over.
Right.
But I'm sitting there, I'm like, there's no disadvantages to this mask. It's just crazy. And he rarely even uses his own elemental powers because there's nothing his mask can't do, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing here?
That's pretty cool.
It's cool what he does. I just wish he didn't only do it. And then he does one-shot the 300-foot Venom Eel multiple times using just the mask. And it's cool when it's used creatively, which I also like, but it just removes all stakes and tension from any combat he's in. He's like, he's going to win.
Yeah.
He can't lose.
Yeah.
It's literally impossible. Greg. It's like, ref, do something. So that's my feelings on it. But
For the record, his catch name was the Hitter.
the hitter.
The hitter.
The hitter. That's what she
say
said.
What?
So, going back to his personality, he never had that much personality to start with, and that doesn't really change in his Mari form. He does get more time to shine as a fighter because he didn't get to do much of that, but that's pretty much it. He does say that he appreciates the swimming lessons that he got from Maku back on Matanui, though. I'm like, that's a really neat callback, Greg. Good on you for that. So
He does sometimes remember things that he wrote.
That's what I do like about Mari Hyuki is that he does bring up his past more often because they don't really mention that in the Anika saga. But with this, he's like, I was an athlete. I knew Maku, whatever. I was like, okay. So I thought that was cool. He also does stay near the ocean floor, as does Nuparu, just generally, because that's where they can use their powers most effectively. I'm like, that makes sense. That's cool. And also, if they fight in caves, like, obviously, they're going to have access to stone. And then he also used his athlete background to joke with Holly, because she was also the Kolhi champion, right? And so I was like, oh, that's fun. They're finally utilizing his background. Too bad his background is one note. I was an athlete. I was a jock. Okay. Sure, bro. You know Kongu with your crazy cool backstory, but whatever. Yeah, so that's pretty much all of Hyuki Mari. He's there. He's fine. He's just defined by his mask, though, pretty much. But now we move on to someone who's defined by literally nothing this wave, Nuparu Mari. Woo!
No, he's defined by his ugliness.
That's true.
Okay, here's a really hot take. The more I looked at him while I was doing the technical section, the less I actually hated the set. We'll talk about it more.
Okay.
But
That's funny. That's one thing I liked about reading the book is that I did not have to look at Nuparu Mari. I just saw the words. I'm like, God bless you. Then I read the comics. I'm like, It doesn't look as bad in the comics as his actual set does, but it's still not great. Especially because he's normally paired with Hyuki, and it's like, one of these is clearly the favorite. So, he has the Mask of Stealth, and which is called the Gnohi Volatek. And this allows the user to become nearly invisible and extremely hard to hear. However, they still cast a shadow, and it kind of works like active camo, where once you spot it, it's easier to tell where they are from then on. And this is actually Greg's favorite mask power, for some reason, is what I thought. Until he said it was based on his World of Warcraft character's abilities.
Why
Wait,
does
what?
it not surprise me
Yeah.
that Greg
He actually
played
said that?
WoW?
Yeah. Because he
Incredible.
plays like a rogue in World of Warcraft, and they can turn invisible and stuff. I'm like, huh.
of
That's kind of
course,
funny.
Greg plays World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
I'm like, I can't believe a nerd in the 2000s would play World of Warcraft. That's blowing my mind
He
here,
was
Greg.
the one who's like, Lego Universe, Lego Universe.
yeah.
Then when you can't go invisible in Lego Universe, he's like, what is this crap?
That's the reason it failed.
Dude,
Guys, we need to start a Bionicle universe.
I was going to say, Bionicle and Lego Universe would have been so cool.
That would have been cool.
Bionicle MMO.
Imagine a Bionicle MMO.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
It'd just be the modern warfare video that you're working on. It's just that constantly. People just
where it's just
nuking each other off the face of the map.
You play as a Toa and it's just like Nova Blast, Nova Blast, Nova Blast.
There's no downsides.
That would be funny. Well, the downside is you destroy all of society.
Yeah. And kill all your teammates if they're anywhere in the proximity.
Yeah, exactly. No, you all Nova Blast at the same time, so it cancels out. Genius.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Okay, so tell me how the Mask of Stealth is different from, say, the Mask of Camouflage, or what's the other one?
There's
The
no
Mask of
mask.
Invisibility.
There's no Mask of Camouflage, but the Mask of Concealment is what the Huna. Yeah.
The Huna.
So the Huna
the
just
Huna does not dampen sound.
correct, and it turns you completely invisible.
Yes.
You're just
So it's
gone.
like a trade-off.
Not to be
Like this
wait,
one's just
so
a
the-
slight in between. It's
The
like
Huna is also sometimes called the Mask of Invisibility, correct? Or
colloquially, yeah.
is there, because there
It's-
is no Mask of Invisibility.
correct. The true name of the Huna is the Mask of Concealment,
Right.
and it turns you invisible.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's like kind of like a Mask of Fate thing, where it's like it's not fate; it just makes you super athletic, right?
Right.
So it's a bit of a misnomer because it does turn you truly invisible, but yes, it doesn't dampen your sound. Although both still cast a shadow, which I'm like, that's a funny drawback. So
Unlike the Mask of Shadows,
yeah,
which also does similar things.
true. But these are essentially side grades to each other, which I really like. I'm like, you can find use cases for both. For general infiltration, stealth is better. If you have a specific mission where you have like dampening technology or you're going into a loud area, the Huna is just what you want to do. So
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. He also has a weird thing Nubru Mari does with his weapon, because the set has a shield and he has it in the comics. So the shield has razor sharp edges, which is cool. I'm like, okay, that's why it's actually kind of a weapon. It's also made of proto steel, so you can bet those razor sharp edges can almost cut through pretty much anything, but could still be dissolved by Levok, just its normal acid.
Stupid Levok.
And what's cool is in the Mari animation, you can see that his shield actually folds out.
yeah,
From,
that was so cool.
from the circle.
Yeah.
So, like, in Percy Jackson, I imagine that's how his shield folds out as well. I'm like, that's
I
a
totally forgot
cool
about
touch.
that
Yeah.
detail.
That's what it reminded me of as soon as I saw it. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's the Percy Jackson folding shield. So I think that's really cool, and it made me like the shield a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
However, Greg did not get the memo that Nooper was supposed to have a shield, and development on making the shield was pretty late in the game. So in the books, he has an Aqua Blaster Blade, which is a completely different weapon.
Huh.
And it had no canon appearance and was created in a contest for the canon depiction. The winner of this contest was Essinger.
Oh.
He was the one that made the canon appearance of the Aqua Blaster Blade.
That's cool.
And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And the only ability of the Aqua Blaster Blade is to generate shockwaves through the water. I'm like, wow, that is one weak ability. I would rather have a razor sharp proto steel shield. That seems way more
This is
effective.
it, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Ironically, this uses 2 of Hyuki's war axes, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. He's looking at Hyuki, he's like, The funny thing, though, is since the comics and the books both cover the same events, reading the comics where he has the shield and reading the books where he doesn't is
It's
so
like,
bizarre.
That is bizarre.
Yeah, because in the books he never explicitly does anything with the shield because he doesn't have it. But like, and in the comics he doesn't either because he doesn't do anything in the comics. He's essentially devoid in the story. Like Nubru doesn't do anything. It's so sad, and I guess that kind of leads into the personality part, and that he's essentially just like a tactical guy, right? Where he goes around stealth, attacks things. That's it. He doesn't have any like quirky banter. He doesn't have any way to add a perspective on any sort of situation. He doesn't do any inventing or science stuff or calculation or anything. He's just nothing. And it's so sad because like we went from Mohawk flying around, beefing with Kongu, laser drill fly through the ground, like get Zactan out into water and whip snap him in your trail and leave him almost dead, to guy who you can't see or hear. It's like you turned him into Helen Keller.
They turned him into Wanua.
Exactly. The mask of Wanua. You just disappeared. No one knows who you.
Everyone forgets you exist.
Yeah. And
Did you just... Sorry, I
Go
can't
ahead.
get over this. Did you just say he turned him into Helen Keller.
You get what I mean, don't you?
You can neither see nor hear New Brew,
Yeah.
like Helen Keller. I was like, what? It's like, those are two things you can do to Helen Keller.
You know what I mean.
We don't know what you mean, actually.
Oh, okay. I meant that if Helen Keller was to try... No, that doesn't make any sense. If you're trying...
To
try-
experience New Brew is like experiencing the world as Helen Keller. You neither
Yes.
see him nor hear him.
You and Helen Keller would have the same experience of New Brew
There
in
you
these
go.
books.
Okay, that makes much more sense.
That is what I'm trying to say.
Unfortunately, yes, that does make sense.
Yes, okay.
All right, let's move it along.
Yeah, and mostly he just uses his mask and
Did
elemental
you just
powers
say
and
move
standards.
along?
Move along.
Even
move.
when your hope is gone.
Move along.
Hey, he didn't cap it out. Good job.
Oh,
Woo.
dang. Anyway, we move on to Matoro.
The goat.
Yeah, Matoro is goated with the sauce, and we won't get into too much.
Matoro does have the sauce.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He stole
He
everyone
stole the
else's
sauce
Yes.
from Kongu, especially.
Matoro with suspiciously sauce-shaped stomach. Yeah,
He
so,
takes after Greg.
Yeah, exactly. Toe after Greg's own heart. Greg's like, love isn't canon, but I really like Matoro. So
That's weird.
you made it weird, okay?
I didn't make it weird. You made it
You
weird.
can love things platonically.
Yes, he platonically loves Matoro. So, he also agape loves Matoro.
You're weird.
Anyway, so, Matoro has the Mask of Reanimation, which is the Konohi Trina. So, this mask is considered immoral, which is always a good start to a mask. What this mask does is it revives the body of biomechanical beings, but it does not revive their spirit. And the cool thing is, if they're like in pieces that are nearby, it will put all the pieces back together and entirely reanimate their corpse. It's like, oh, that's a bit
gross.
spooky. Yeah, like when he uses it, there's one scene where it's like putting like Takea sharks back together
That's
from like
wild.
their boneyard. Yeah, it's like, whoa, that's super cool. And it makes pretty explicit mention, like it is like controlling like a puppet. Like you're just like jiggling, waving around. It's not like super fine control.
Huh.
I'm like, ooh, that's cool. And also,
It's very necromancer.
yeah,
like,
it is necromancer coded.
I can't think of specifically, like I can visualize some media where like it is a necromancer and they don't have fine control. It's like a puppet master almost. And I can't think of what that is,
Yeah.
but it's going to bother me.
But there are some really cool scenes with it that we'll get to it in events. So just stay tuned for that. And some of the drawbacks of the mask is the more things you revive with this, the harder it is to maintain concentration. So that should be pretty obvious. But while concentration is maintained, the undead will follow your commands and they will continually regenerate if destroyed. So you break apart like a resurrected Takea shark, it'll just come back together as long as he's concentrating. I'm like, whoa, that's really powerful because you just have an infinite army as long as you're concentrating.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine even just like 2 people with this mask, you could have like a crazy lich army.
I like how both of Matoro's masks were really powerful, but basically make sure that you cannot be involved in the game in any way. You have to be locked up in like a safe room where
Yeah.
no one can get to your body.
Exactly. Yeah. And also like
Actually, no. You know what it's like? It's like Bastila in
oh yeah,
KOTOR.
battle meditation
Yeah.
kind of, where it's like your most powerful ability is making everyone else stupid overpowered.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of 2B2T, but that works too.
Wait, what?
Like,
What does this have to do with Minecraft's oldest anarchy server?
if you have to leave for some reason and you're still logged in, you better make sure your body's locked up because someone will come and kill you.
Yeah, that's true. The last fun fact about this mask is that if the body is revived this way, someone who's using the Konohi Iden can inhabit the body with their spirit. So for all intents and purposes, it is like a true body. I'm like, huh, that's interesting. Imagine like an Iden user and a Necro Mask of Reanimation user, and he just like resurrects like the corpse of like the Sando Aqua monster. Then the Iden user goes in and controls it. That would be crazy cool. Like you just have like Godzilla stomping around, regenerating Godzilla stomping around. So
That'd be cool.
just
That
an
would be pretty cool.
idea for any Door and I Nui campaigns out there. So, getting to his equipment, he also has twin cutters. So, these are his little claw things, and they are cold resistant, which I'm like, oh, that's good for him. And their two-tipped nature allows dual ice blasts. So if he's shooting like one ice blast, it'll automatically turn into two. I'm like, oh, that's really neat, actually. I don't know if it's the same total amount of power or if it literally doubles the amount of power. It's not really mentioned in the story.
Guess.
Can he hit two targets with them separately?
Yeah, it's two beams. Like, they go forward both. I don't think he controls which way the beams go.
Okay, that's more what I was asking.
Yeah. No, it's just like a, like a dual gun or whatever. He is also the only one who can touch the Mask of Life without being cursed, because he is the only one destined to use the Mask of Life, essentially, which will become important in Downfall especially. So, we get to Motoro's personality and kind of role in the story. Downfall is where we really cover all of what he's doing, but for these purposes, we'll go over broad strokes. So, he is very confident in the Mahri series. Like, he was getting pretty confident by the end of Inferno. Mm-hmm. In this one, he's like full-blown, like, yep, I can do it. I got it. Which I'm like, that's really nice. He's also super competent. He doesn't make mistakes. He's a very good fighter from what we see of him doing. And he's not, like, dumb. He doesn't fall for traps. Like, he's emotionally intelligent, and he's socially aware. Like, for most of the story, he's with Makuta, who's in Maxilus's body. And he gets really sassy with him. Like, Makuta will say something, they'll be like, oh, and then Makuta's like, what? What the heck? So it's a fun dynamic, and it shows Motoro's, like, strength of character and will. But Motoro still stays heroic, right? He's like, I'm destined to save the universe, right? I have to go through this. I have to protect my friends from Makuta. Because if they find out he's Makuta with me, he's just going to kill everyone, essentially, right? Although he could have been like, he's there, Toa Seal now, which would have been a funny option, I think. So, he's also super powerful, because ice underwater isn't really affected by much. In fact, it's just a little better, essentially. And he was never afraid or scared of the water like the rest of the team for most of the time. However, he's a bit on edge and melancholic, as at the beginning of the Mahri, he doesn't really know what his role is. And by the end of it, he's very certain of what is going to happen to him. So him slowly realizing, he's like, I am destined to save the universe. I am probably, no one's going to make it out of this, right? So him coming to terms with that is really well done in the books. So those are kind of my broad thoughts on Motoro before we get into specific events of Motoro. What do you guys think?
I really like Motoro. I feel like he had a lot of character growth, and he's such an interesting juxtaposition to especially Kopaka and Nuju.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's very warm in an interesting way. Like, I think Greg did a really good job of, like, taking all the characters, especially for this team, and really just kind of taking what their elements are and modifying them a little bit. With Motoro, the coldness comes from the fact that he's a little reserved. He's a little, standoffish. He's a little, like,
he keeps secrets and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But his actual personality is very, like, he cares for his team very deeply, and makes these, like, connections, and is willing to make these sacrifices and things, And
it is weird, because, like, imagining Kopaka doing a sacrifice, like, I can imagine Kopaka sacrificing himself for something, but it seems it would be out of a different spirit than for Motoro, because Motoro sacrifices himself for his friends, right? Whereas Kopaka would sacrifice out of a sense of duty alone.
Yeah.
Which I think is an interesting distinction that becomes very clear at the end of the series, or at the end of these books.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's a cool way to differentiate the Toa. And with Nuju, I'm like, I can't see this guy sacrificing anything.
Yeah.
He would take, like, he would be like, Mask of Life, that's mine now. I'm going to use this.
It's mine now?
Yeah. So, yeah, I really like Motoro, and I can't wait till we get to the downfall. But now we get into the events of Prisoners of the Pit, which we'll be covering kind of most of those. Is everyone cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so before we go into events, since this is going to be a two-parter episode, we'll cover technical next.
You are now entering the set and technical portion of the podcast. This is where we examine the real-world production and set design of the LEGO Bionicle toy line.
Bum bum bum.
Okay, Jacob, so we've been talking about how cool the Toa look and all the cool things that they look like and their design choices. We're going to get into those
tell us
now. Yeah,
I'm
makes
so
them
excited.
so cool.
I love the Toa Mahri so much.
Well, you love them?
I like the Toa Mahri.
Hey! Greg approves. Ching! He paid you money. I don't know why.
A Unity, Duty, Destiny, the Toa Mahri.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Scrap that.
moving on. Yeah, so I think what's really interesting, I think the thing that I love most about the Toa Mahri is that they finally break that mold that has been bending at the seams for, a couple of waves now.
Aren't all the pieces made in molds?
Yeah.
Oh, curious.
They don't literally break the mold.
Oh, they figuratively break the mold.
Actually, they have a lot of new molds,
Oh,
which helps break the figurative mold.
call me the kingdom bacterium the way I break new molds. No, what is the kingdom that mold belongs to called? Whatever.
Well, I thought we've established multiple times that we aren't biologists.
Call me the kingdom crab the way I bionicle mold.
That's a crazy
People who
sentence
People
right
who haven't
there.
watched previous episodes are going to be so confused. Even people who have watched previous episodes are going to be confused. You were a weird man. Anyways, yeah. So I really just like that the Mahri actually genuinely just break the mold, and they finally dare to do something really different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm gonna be honest, I think for the most part it really does pay off.
Oh yeah,
it is.
they look cool.
They are wildly different.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a couple of consistent elements and overall aesthetic that make them still feel like one team,
Mm-hmm.
despite just really looking really different.
Yeah.
And it's not just color scheme, it's construction, it's weapon choice, it's all the things. Yes, Samuel?
I was just going to say, it is absolutely crazy when you consider that this is only 2 years removed from the Hortica.
Yeah, I know.
If you were to put this next to, or 3 years removed from the Metru, but if you were to put them next to either the Hortica or the Metru, you'd be like, these are entirely different toys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you'd be like, these aren't Toa. These are random one-off wackos. Right?
Yeah.
If you didn't know they were Toa, I wouldn't necessarily guess they were.
Right. And yet compared to the Inika, it somehow works. And so you can see it's almost there's an evolution there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I just really like that they finally just were like, okay, you know what? We're going to do something really different and we're not going to apologize for it,
Yep.
So,
They shouldn't apologize. They didn't do anything wrong. Instead, they did a lot of stuff really, really right.
Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really interesting that the design, every Toa's individual design is just drastically different too, and it's clearly was effective because they ended up doing this throughout the whole rest of Bionicle's run, having pretty drastically different designs between the Toa.
Well, yeah, I remember getting into Bionicle around Mare, Fantoka, Glatorian. I'm like, man, I love the variety of these. And then going back and looking at the Hortica and even the Inika, I'm like, they all look the same. That's not as interesting.
Right.
And it's not. I don't think it is. I think it's an objectively better choice to have them all look distinct.
Right. And when we get to the Barraki too, we'll talk about how they did this with the villains as well. And that paid off, I think, even to a more extreme degree.
You could say we're a bit of a fan of the Barraki.
Yeah, just a little.
A smidgeroo.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I think the Baraka are really cool, and I think the Toa Inika are really cool too, but the Mahri blow them out of the water, pun intended.
That's funny.
Anyway, so the similarities, each Toa had the new launcher weapon from this year, of course. We got to have a new launcher every year now.
Every year.
So the new launcher is the Kordak Blaster.
Yeah,
and they all came with 6 pieces of ammo plus 3 additional, and they also had this new flex hose, which was a new piece for this wave.
Do I see this right? It's in pearl, light gray, or black?
Yes.
Is the black also pearl, or is it just black?
It's just black.
Oh.
All of them have pearl light gray somewhere.
Oh.
Matoro also has black. on top of
Okay,
the
I knew
Pro Light
Batoro was based for a whole bunch of reasons.
Anyway, so those are like the consistent elements that they use to drive home the fact that, like, yes, these are from the same, team.
Yeah.
Basically. Aside from that, the Toa would vary really wildly in construction design and even in part count. So there's
because normally the Toa aren't very many parts.
No.
More than, like Hyuki last wave was an outlier
because he
his
had the chain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But most of them are similar construction.
Yeah, but these vary almost 10 parts from the lowest to the highest, which is pretty significant.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you can really see it when you look at, and to be fair, there is a major outlier here too, which is Jala, because he has his crab.
The crab.
So
fair.
But you can, when you first look at them, you would not go, oh, these are all using the same, like they weren't trying to do the exact same part count.
Mm-hmm. And it's actually impressive that they got within 10 parts,
yeah,
just
it's true.
How different they are. But yeah. What's interesting too about this one is they use system parts very copiously in this
which is
way.
really cool and unique. Like it's not a first, right?
It's not a first, but it's really rare.
It is rare, yeah.
Yeah. I can think of a few other notable ones are like Kreka uses the stud in the palm tree piece. And Rudaka uses the robot claw.
Yeah.
Which I guess technically was theoretical. If depending on how you look at it, was actually a Bionicle piece first.
Yeah. But she also had a stud on her.
She also had the stud. Yeah.
But yeah, so, cool to see.
Yeah. So it hasn't been super common that we've seen system pieces being like integrated in this way into Bionicles.
It's not the common.
Yeah. One thing that's notably absent is the new Bionicle style chain. There's a lot of chains in this wave,
but they're all
the
normal Lego chain with like the two studs on both sides.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
I don't know, especially since they just created the new chain in 2006.
Do you think it was to lower the part count? Because
I think it was to lower the part count because if you had done the Bionicle chains, especially for like Hyuki, you would have had to do a lot more pieces.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really. It probably would have been fine, but I don't know.
But they didn't have a problem with that in the Aniko wave because he just had the chain and was more parts than everyone else, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. There must have been some internal decision behind that, but
I don't hate the normal Bionicle chains though, and I think they look cool on Hyuki.
Yeah, they do. They're a little on the small side, but it doesn't really bother me. And each Toa would retail for $10, and they included between 58 to 67.
Wait, how much were the Anika?
$9.
Wow. So every year
it's now gone. I mean, it hasn't been every single year because I believe the Mata and the Nuva were the same price. But it's been steadily climbing, and it will continue to climb.
That's crazy. Yeah. Because now seeing $10, I'm like, ooh, that's quite a bit.
Right. Yeah. You look on just a couple of years ago. You're looking at the Hortica are like $7. And it's like
and looking at the Mata for what were they? 5?
5 or 6? I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm like that's a steal.
Yeah.
But these, I'm like, that's a price.
Yeah, it's getting into what I would consider to be like, actual like considerable purchase territory.
Yeah.
Because to buy all 6, you're now spending $60.
You can buy one COD game with no DLC, or you can buy all 6 Toa. I made that sound like a really good deal.
Yeah, kind of.
And they both come out every year.
True.
So,
anyway, so starting off with Toa Kongu, set number 8910.
Wait, is he the first numbered?
He is the first numbered one, and there doesn't seem to be any consistency in who's numbered in what order.
Yeah, that is so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always been different. Every wave that
keeps things
done.
Fresh. It keeps them new.
Yep. His color scheme was dark green and dark gray.
No pearls.
No pearl colors on this one.
I'm liking it.
He had a stocky sort of hunched build.
Yeah.
His head is connected at the front, so it's kind of gives him a hunched over posture. And he actually doesn't have a primary weapon. Instead, he has 2 Kordak blasters.
Because he's got 2 hands.
2 hands, baby.
And apparently they forgot how to mount stuff on their shoulders, like New Peru did with the Zamer Sphere.
Yes, they did, because actually none of the Mari have shoulder mounted.
Which feels kind of like a missed opportunity.
A little
bit.
Like,
come on.
His parts are really just a mishmash of different eras. You have like a lot of new colors, but they're all existing pieces, or most of them are existing pieces. So we're back to the Metru style head. For all
which
of these.
is like the best head.
Yeah, I don't deny that it's probably my favorite head. It's the most versatile, and it looks good without the mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a face.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like whatever the Anika. A blob.
Yeah. He also has Roxy feet in dark green.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense because I always thought his feet were kind of weird, and that knowing they're Roxy
They are.
feet, I'm like, that
They
makes
don't
so much
really
sense.
look like they fit, actually.
No. And
And
even when I remember always building them, like the feet are just, I don't know, they always felt weird to me.
Yeah, I never particularly liked them either, but it is cool that they come in dark green. He also has the Toa Mahri thigh cover in dark green. And this is also be seen on Lesovic and later in Vastus. So set numbers 8939 and 8986 respectively.
Vastus is goated.
This is the only appearance of the Metru lower leg in dark gray, which is really surprising to me because that piece is super common. And yeah, only time we see it in dark gray,
That's
which
interesting.
seems like it'd be a really common color.
Yeah, cool.
New parts include a modified Metru head connector / eye part with an axle hole in the back. This was to allow Kongu's like little bulb tank brain
bulb
thing.
what?
I don't know what the heck you call it. The thing that sticks out of the back of his head.
Yeah, I never understood what was
and
going
none of the
on
other
with that.
Toa used that piece.
Yeah.
Which is weird because it kind of just seems like a straight upgrade. Because you don't have something sticking out the back of the head. But all the other Metru just use the old, or all the other Mahri just use the old Metru piece.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just kind of odd to me.
Just as a design choice, I've never really liked the weird stick out of the head.
It's a little
thing.
odd.
It's like, what?
And that's another example of using system pieces too, because that uses a R2D2 body, and then it uses like one of the dome.
It kind of, I think because the R2D2 body reminds me of Star Wars, it makes it look like the Belmar monk tanks, like the little spider guys in Jabba's palace. That's just what it generally reminds me of.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting idea, but I don't know. I don't love it.
Yeah, and while we're on Kongu though, just looking at his picture, it's always funny to point out like the error that they made editing it, because like if you look at his right leg, it has like a Kordak blaster, but it's like cut off.
Oh right,
because like they put it on like the same layer as him or whatever, and it's always so funny to me.
Yeah, I know, that is always really funny because it's clearly supposed to be shooting
outward. But instead it's like it looks like it's just a red part of his leg. It's like that's.
I
Weird.
think that may just be like whoever cropped that image, because if you look at the actual like box art, it's very clearly there. Like the Kordaks are there.
Are you sure?
But when we get further into the into Maranui, there is an actual genuine mistake.
I was
one
wrong.
of the
I could have sworn
box arts.
I think it has. Let me check Makuta's Guide to the Universe because I think that's where the mistake.
Okay, so a few while you're doing that, a few other things that are new. His mask, the Kanohi Zoth.
It says ZAHTT, I think is how it pronunciation guide is.
Not just whoever cropped it on Bricklink. It's on Makuta's Guide to the Universe. The error is there.
That's wild. And he's flipped.
Yeah, I remember it bugging the heck out of me because I'm like, what is going on here?
It's fine that he's flipped though, because he's symmetrical.
And also his, like, since they put a drop shadow on Kongu in Makuta's Guide to the Universe, the Kordak, like, extra ammo on his shoulder has like a crazy pronounced shadow. It's like, is he standing right like next to a wall with like a spotlight on him? Like, it's just very poorly done.
I'm sure that the designers of this book were not, super concerned about.
Well, actually, that does raise a question. Is Axon in there?
Yeah, Axon's in here.
Because when I was drawing Axon for the thumbnail, I was like, oh, it's not the right picture. Dang it. Because all the pictures I could find, all of them that I did the pose with, have his hydraulic piece, his little piston or the.
Yeah.
on the one leg that you can see that on is completely missing.
Whoa,
Like,
weird.
It's, well, not completely missing, but like it very clearly got cropped out. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. And I could literally not find a single version of that picture that did not have that problem.
That's weird. I don't know how such obvious like cropping errors got through
I don't know.
Bionicle.
Yeah.
So, but weird.
You got to remember, all of these things were done within 1 year. You know, that's not a lot of time to
I
do
know, but
marketing
this is
materials.
the official promo art. Like,
Yeah. No, I get it. It's just like they were working quick, because by the time that this stuff came out, they were already on to the next thing.
yeah.
So.
Well, okay, so like looking at Axon really quickly, you can see on the box art, there's very clearly the piston, right? The support. But if you look at any of the like background cropped images, it is missing.
That's interesting.
And so, but what I was going to say is like Thomas and I were talking about the Barraki, and when we get there, the Barraki actually does have straight up wrong box art for Palma specifically. So
Interesting.
It's kind of cool.
It's wacky. I'm so special.
Anyways,
Moving on.
so his mask had bar holes that were meant to fit the new flex tube. And they were like on
What a
either
phrase.
side of his chin. So it had two holes. His
I do
torso-
really like that as part of his mask. Like sticking the tube in it was always fun.
Yeah, and all of the Mari masks have a spot, at least one spot for a tube. So kind of cool.
Because they're based
Although
like that.
not all of them use it, which is interesting. So we'll talk about that. His
They're like, I
torso
don't need
part
oxygen.
is new, and it is the aptly named 57547 Bionicle Mari Kongu torso.
I like it how you said aptly named and listed the entire number.
Yeah.
Like that really made it.
Mari Kongu torso.
Mari Kongu torso. I
According
wonder what
to-
that is used
According
for.
to Bricklink.
According to Bricklink.
Yeah, it's a mystery.
Yeah.
And of course, the blasters and hoses that are also new this year.
Of course.
Of course. So a lot of his parts that were in dark green are kind of like new. Or
I like his color scheme. I think it works. It's just not, it doesn't wow me.
yeah, I feel like dark green underwater is just kind of like, eh.
I wish his like accent color had something
Yeah,
with more pizzazz, I
Yeah.
guess.
just makes
Like
him look a bit
seafoam
plain.
green.
Ooh, seafoam green would have looked.
Seafoam green.
Ah, now
Imagine
we've
if he
come
had
full
lime
circle.
green on his joints. That would have been the killer.
Oh yeah, yeah, it would have been the killer. Already. Yeah, I think honestly, like if they had done sand green instead of gray, it would have looked better.
I like as the accent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a bummer and a missed opportunity, because he could, like, green is a nice color to have underwater, right? Like, we could think of a lot of things that connect to that, and it's like they took none of that inspiration
Well, it's really-
and applied it.
It's kind of funny since they went back to the Metru for so many things. He kind of has the Metru color problem where he's like one primary color, one secondary color that's just like gray.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy is a
He has the
Metru.
exact same color scheme as Matau.
Yeah. Is Matau that dark? Really?
Yeah, he's
Huh.
dark green and gray.
Dang.
Yep.
Funny.
All right, next up we got Toa Jala.
Wait,
sorry,
wait,
yeah. Going back. So Kongu has 63 parts, and his current cheapest price on Bricklink as of the time of this recording is $30.
$30. That's not bad.
Yep.
That's kind of crazy, actually. Why is he so cheap?
Spoiler alert, they're all $30.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Except for Huki, who's 28.
What?
Yep.
Huki got slighted.
Yeah, what?
He's
That
a
is
cool
crazy.
build.
He is the
Yeah.
coolest.
And I'm talking about in the US, by the way.
Wait, it says New Brews.
Why are you
Even though we
looking
live in
I was gonna say, why
Lithuania.
are you looking in the U.S., bro?
Even though we live in Lithuania. Because I would assume most of our audience lives in the United States.
According to our YouTube analytics, that is true.
And also,
Yeah.
Jacob, looking at your notes, New Brew is the cheapest. Huki's
Oh.
30.
Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah.
I mixed them up.
Okay,
See, that
one
makes way
sense,
more
yeah.
sense. The
Yeah.
world is back in order.
All right. So next up, we got Toa Jala,
Toa
set number
Jala.
8911. His color scheme was dark red and orange,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a lean, upright posture. He has like the most like normal looking posture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
out
it
of
was
all of
always
them.
weird to me because I'm looking through the other one. I'm like, especially like Matoro, he's like super hunched up, like freaky
Yeah.
gold looking character. Then you get to Jala, like that's just a guy.
Yeah, yeah. He just looks like a dude, and like I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. It's really cool. His torso is like very narrow at the bottom, but it uses this new part, which is part number 57546. It's this like arch curve kind of piece. It's also just called Jalamari armor.
Jalamari.
To achieve this like distinction that actually works really well. Like,
it does work well.
it looks like nothing we've ever seen before, which
I wonder
like
what
a
the
lot.
inspiration for this piece really was, because it has a lot of connection points on it.
It does.
Like it almost feels like a reused piece, but it wasn't.
It's totally new, and you basically don't see this piece again,
Yeah.
which is really odd.
It's funny. I don't think of this piece as being on Jala. I think of it as being his crab.
Yeah, I honestly do too.
Because I look at this
Yeah.
piece, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the crab. And then I'm like, oh yeah, he's also wearing that as armor. Did he kill a crab?
Maybe he is a crab.
Oh. He has
He
four
is
limbs.
merged with Puku. They become one.
Imagine
I never
Takanuva
thought
Puku
about-
and Jala getting hit with the spear of fusion.
I never thought about his affinity for crabs maybe having something to do with Puku.
Oh, that could be it.
How
so you're
did
telling
you
me
guys not make that connection?
I just never have. Yeah.
if we had Takanuvamar, would he also have a crab?
That would actually be
That would
super
actually be
cool. A
sick.
shadow crab.
Dude,
Ooh.
that would be
That'd
cool.
actually be super sick. I do think it's funny though that like the Kordak blaster is on the crab, but it's like the size of the crab. That's,
I know, it's huge.
That seems a
I
little
actually talk about that a little
cruel there,
later.
Jala.
Yeah.
Okay, that piece does come on Scopio. I was like, I feel like the only other set I can think of that has this.
Yeah, and it's just sad. It like really just doesn't see much use, like aside from in Jala, which is unfortunate because it's a pretty versatile piece.
Yeah, I
seems
like it. I think it's cool.
But-
But anyway, moving on, shall
Anyway,
we?
So his weapon is a sword, which is the new part 57572, and it would also be seen on this set number 8939 Lesovic Speeder. Lesovic is the set, the speeder is the part that it's on. And it would also see use in other legendary sets, such as, spoiler alert, close your ears if you don't want to hear this,
Uh-oh.
8697 Toa Ignika and 8998 Toa Madanui. So this set has a very prestigious,
Yeah, I was gonna
lineage.
say.
Long and storied history.
Well, not very long, but very storied for sure.
True. I mean,
Um,
it's 3 years is like a pretty long time.
I guess.
Someone told you were
In
going to
the
get
grand
tortured
scheme,
for 3
no,
years. You
but-
think that's a pretty long time?
I like how that's where your mind
Yeah.
went first.
Also, that's only 2 years, by the way. That's only 2007 to 2009.
Including this one.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
You know, where it exists.
Anyway, I just think it's cool that this piece in particular shows up in so many, like, you know, like important sets, I guess. you
Yeah.
would say.
Importante.
So Jala also has an interesting secondary weapon. Close your ears if you don't want to hear this.
Uh-oh.
8697 Toa Ignika and 8998 Toa Madanui. So this set has a very prestigious,
Yeah, I was gonna
lineage.
say.
Long and storied history.
Well, not very long, but very storied for sure.
True. I mean, it's
Um,
3 years is like a pretty long time.
I guess.
Someone told you were
In
going to
the
get
grand
tortured
scheme,
for 3
no,
years. You
but-
think that's a pretty long time?
I like how that's where your mind
Yeah.
went first.
Also, that's only 2 years, by the way. That's only 2007 to 2009.
Including this one.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
You know, where it exists.
Anyway, I just think it's cool that this piece in particular shows up in so many, like, you know, like important sets, I guess. you
Yeah.
would say.
Importante.
So Jala also has an interesting secondary weapon, his Kordak blaster, which, as we mentioned, is attached to a Hana crab, which is attached to a chain leash, which he holds in his right hand.
But the crab isn't attached to the leash. The leash is attached to the
Oh, that's
Kordak
true. The leash
blaster,
is attached
which
to
is
the
attached
Kordak
to the crab.
So
Yeah.
is the Kordak part of the crab?
No, it's not. It's
No.
attached to the crab.
Yeah.
So they built like a little crab harness.
It's nowhere in the lore where the heck it actually has the ability to pick it up and fire the Kordak independently.
Right.
It fires it in story. It saves Jala because it shoots at, like, think Mantax with its Kordak blaster. It's like, what?
I mean, it does have like 8 legs, so it could just.
I
This
know-
is one of those. This
Well,
is
I
one
guess
of, it's
this
6
has
legs.
6
But
legs.
give
This
me-
is one of
but
those
a crab
times.
does have 8 legs. This one just has 6.
This is one of those times where you're just gonna have to let rule of cool take the lead.
I'm just
okay?
saying, giving missile launchers to wildlife is not a generally wise move.
That's gonna be a YouTube short clip right there.
Especially when he doesn't have a special bond with the crab. It literally just shows up at one point, follows him around, has the Kordak blaster, and then disappears from the story. It's like, was it just like a Kordak gold digger? It's like, I'll buddy up to this guy just to get his sweet missile launcher. How many other people has it done this to, huh? This crab is like,
you're gonna find a trail of bodies behind this crab.
Well, it's funny too because like
everyone who's dead in the pits because the crab killed him.
That crab's name is Odysseus.
it's funny because the oh my gosh. The oversizedness, the oversizity of this like Kordak blaster is really hammered home by the fact that like I own this set. This was my Mari set that I had, and it was really hard to get the crab to stand up properly.
Yeah, because
the Kordak's
designed for
it's so heavy.
Yeah,
and it falls over unless you. I mean, it's not like impossible to do. I was able to do it.
You have to do it kind of like they have it in the official like pose where it's tilted very clearly up.
Exactly.
Well, I think it's also funny because like canonically this thing swims around with it. I'm like, this thing probably weighs more than the crab. That's crazy swim strength.
Yeah. The crab is made up mostly of that same armored part that Jala's upper torso. And then it uses the like bulb pieces for the eyes and the system tooth.
I do like the little eyes
claws.
and teeth.
It is strangely effective for how
it is.
few parts it is. Actually, crabs are really well represented in Bionicle.
Yeah, just generally.
Crabs and spiders are like Bionicle's bread and butter.
Scorpions.
And scorpions a lot as well. We got some 6 scorpions. Not enough. Because scorpions are arachnids, right?
I think so.
I think they're like the same. They're close to spiders relatedly.
As mentioned many times, we are not biologists.
In this episode, nonetheless.
Start putting up a we are not biologists counter.
That would be a good merch shirt.
We're not
we are not biologists. And then it's just a picture of a crab.
It says bug.
Yeah.
Okay, if you guys would buy a we are not biologists and with a picture of a crab that says bug on it, let us know. Anyway, so those are like the 2 main new parts, but there actually are some other new parts. Obviously the mask, the Kanohi Arthron, which is actually dual molded in orange and dark red. It's really cool. I like this mask a lot.
I like this mask. My main beef with it is that it feels a little too flat. Like the entire mask is in like the very beginning of his face, and then since most of the others like cover the entire head on the back, it's weird to have this one that's just like
this one is a bit flat.
It's
that
just
is
straight
true.
up.
Yeah, it is a little bit on the flat side, and it's also like weirdly like detailed in comparison to
and it's
some
also
of the others.
funky that it looks like he has like massive angry eyebrows on his head.
Yeah,
It's like,
a little bit.
"Grr." And it's also the only dual molded one, right?
This is the only dual molded
So
one,
it's like, wait, no, Hyuki's is dual molded.
oh well, yeah, that's true.
This one just looks, it's more obviously dual molded.
Yeah.
So
Yep. I do like it though.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say
hate it, yeah.
I like this mask. It is strange in some areas for sure.
I'm comparing to like Matoro's and Hyuki's and Holly's masks, which I think are so cool.
It's creative, Samuel. It's not strange.
I don't think it hits the peaks of greatness that the other masks
Well, the
hit.
other masks have a special sauce that we'll get to when we get to them.
I thought we were banned from sauce, Jacob.
No, you're banned from sauce. I can have all the sauce I want, okay?
Can I still get lost in the sauce?
No.
No. I can't
No
even touch
sauce.
sauce. No sauce for me. Okay, what about the city of Sausalito?
I'll give you that one.
Okay. I get the whole city? Sausalito, beware.
Little did you know Jacob was the mayor of Sausalito. Remotely, of course.
He was the mayor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well, we're talking
transferred
about
rights
Sausalito,
to
Lithuania.
I
so
transferred
Because he
rights
gave it
too.
to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah, Sausalito, Lithuania.
Got it. Good thing it's not Sausalito, New Hampshire.
Anyways, so This part, just like Kongu's mask, includes holes in the like chin area for the tubes to go into, and in the set, those are actually used, and the tubes like wrap around from his mask into his kind of torso.
I think it
piece,
looks
which is-
really
It looks
cool.
really
Yeah,
cool.
it
This is
looks
one of the
cool.
most effective uses of the tubes, in my opinion.
I like how they work the tubes into all the stuff. It's just neat seeing how.
They do it in different ways for everyone too,
yeah.
which is really cool. An interesting thing to note is his shoulder armor. So it's called bionicle shoulder armor. It's used on Jala as like a kind of a way to beef up the torso, because he doesn't have like a you know, like really much of anything on the lower part of his torso.
Bro's not shredded
This is a
in the
new
ab area.
piece for this year, and it would be seen in orange on Jala, and then also later seen in pearl light gray on Matoro. So this is part number 57544.
Pearl light ground
And this
Matoro?
one is also sees uses later on, but not nearly as many as you'd think for how useful of a piece it is.
I found it always hard to work with, because since it is so. I have a lot of issues with this piece. I don't want to get into it.
You have a lot of issues with a lot of pieces, actually.
Thomas and this piece have a long history.
I'm really bad at building, so any piece that I don't immediately know how to use or look cool is worthless garbage to me.
Anyway, so that's why all of your builds involve Vekama masks.
The Huna is the goat. It's so cool, and it looks good.
Yep. Aside from the new parts, no exclusive recolors, although many of his parts in dark red and orange would only be seen in one or two other sets. Jala had 67 parts, and the current cheapest in the US...
Whoa. How many parts?
Thomas.
Put up the interview.
What?
You know the interview. Where it comes from, Samuel.
What?
I refuse to put that into our video.
What interview? What are you talking about?
Where it originated from.
Yeah. The original 6-7 came from an interview.
Okay. Anyway, I'll cut that part out. Repeat the whole thing.
Okay. So Jala had 67 parts, and the current cheapest in the United States. I hate you guys.
Why are you laughing, Jacob? Is there something
He's
funny
laughing.
about that number?
Nope, nothing at all.
It's not like it's the number 69 or anything, or 42. Those are funny numbers. Anyway, let's get back to it.
The current cheapest on Bricklink in the United States is $30. All right,
$30.
moving on. Okay.
See, that's a number I feel like I've heard somewhere before.
Yeah.
30, that's a number you can trust.
So like really, if you want to get a hold of the Mari, it's not going to be that particularly difficult. No, they're not overly expensive.
It's just
gonna cost you-
$180.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Bionicle is, getting more and more expensive as time goes on.
Well, unless people 3D print, and then the prices will drop.
Maybe. All right, next up
Actually, probably not.
No.
we got Hyuki, set number 8912. His color scheme is black, and the return of Keytorn.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
This is... I don't think this is even a hot take. He has the coolest color scheme.
Oh, yeah.
It looks so good, especially in this wave with the subtle red accenting. It's so...
Like, I was talking about Kongu. I'm like, he doesn't stand out. You look at Hyuki, you're like, oh, this guy.
Yeah.
He has like a very like gladiator sort of vibe. You can see this guy walking into a Coliseum and be like, I'm just gonna wreck the opponents.
He has like a very aggressive, like menacing posture. He's both wide and like narrow at the same time, which is really weird.
Bro's an oxymoron.
Yeah, he is kind of an oxymoron.
Like he could... Like if he was gonna punch you, he would punch you through a wall. And then if you ran away, he could easily catch up to you.
Yeah.
He's
That's
got like that
100%.
runner physique, but also like the brawler disposition.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. Which, as a Pomotoran, makes
course,
sense.
Yeah.
His mask is doing a lot of work in that area.
You could say it's doing a lot of heavy lifting.
So his torso is actually using the Paraka torso in Keytorn. And this would also be shared with yet another prestigious set that's already been mentioned, 8697 Toa Ignika.
Ooh.
He has no armor, which is kind of interesting.
I know, it's weird looking at him because it's like he should have one like chest piece.
Yeah,
right.
But he has nothing.
So strangely enough, this is the same, almost the exact same build that Kalma uses, where the piece that attaches his head, right, the little hand piece, is on the front like that with the blue pin exposed, and then the black hip piece is attached right beneath it.
Yeah.
Well, and
you're
for what
right.
it's worth, this is how the Paraka are built as well. The Paraka also don't have armor,
I think
So-
the
but they're flipped.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes it weird is like you can see it's all exposed.
Yeah, it's like
there's-
looking at his spine.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Yeah, it is a
it's
little
not
odd.
like completely off-putting. It's
No.
just like when you actually start to really look at it, it's
Yeah.
kind of like that's a strange
well,
And
you're
choice.
especially
used to
since-
seeing Toa with armor. That's
Well,
the
yeah,
thing.
because he gives kind of like that armored gladiator vibe, and he has like stuff on his every other limb and part of his body. So having the weird empty middle, it's like that should be the focal point. Instead, you're drawn away from it.
I like to imagine he's just shirtless. You know, he's got like all the armored pants and arms,
He's
but
like
he's like
Kit
he's a
Fisto
true.
underwater,
Yeah.
just completely
Yeah.
shirtless. He does kind of give that underwater Kit Fisto vibe.
Definitely.
It for Nuperu, they should have given him dreads underwater, so he could have mohawk
Okay.
on land and dreads
that
underwater.
would
That would've
actually
been pretty
look
cool,
super
actually.
cool.
Right? And
Yeah.
dreads, yeah, that missed opportunity.
Oh well.
Missed opportunity. Keep going. Advance.
Advance.
Next page. Next slide.
His primary weapon is a spear, the 57527 Aqua Warblade, which again, this one gets a specific name on Bricklink for some reason, and the other ones don't. I don't know why. Which would go on to see use repeatedly in 2007, 2008, and 2009. And this one gets used a lot. It's a good piece. What can I say? In his other hand, he has a Kordak blaster, just like everybody else. And this one, though, is interestingly mounted on the Paraka arm. But
Oh, weird.
he doesn't have a hand, actually.
Wait,
It's just mounted onto his
yeah,
arm.
because I just noticed that it's upside down. Like the
Yeah.
ball joint is on the top of the Kordak. Yeah, that is really strange.
Yeah.
That is
So he doesn't
so
actually
weird.
have
Wait,
a hand.
actually, is that a picture of the real set? No,
Mhm.
that's a.
No, this is a picture of the real set.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I like the way it's held there because in the official
up
pictures,
above.
it's
Mhm.
up
Yeah.
above and it looks stupid
Yeah.
compared to that.
I agree. It looks
Yeah.
a lot better.
The
on
official
bottom.
pictures have them holding the Kordaks in more sensible ways, because in like the promo animations, like Kongu is holding his Kordaks both upright, and it's like, no, the wrist strength would have to be insane to hold them like
Well,
that.
yeah,
So in
but
the official set, when he holds them to side and down, it's
That
like,
one makes
that's
sense,
the natural
except
pose.
Huki's is wrong. Like
I know,
that's what
but
we're
given
saying.
that it's his entire arm is underneath it, I think it makes sense to hold it like that.
Either way,
Maybe.
it doesn't look
I'm just
bad.
saying, I like how they
It's
position
just
them. 'cause
weird
they
that
make
he doesn't
sense.
have
Yeah.
a hand. Like, I don't understand why they did that, but
He had too many pieces already. Like he can only
guess.
have so much.
and it's also really interesting that his right arm is Keytornge and his left arm is black. Like the lower arm.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
another.
So it's kind
Huh.
of a mismatch.
So he's super asymmetric.
Yeah, he's very asymmetrical. And of course he has the shoulder armor too.
Yeah. I
So-
like it though. It pays off. It's so cool.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
a
cool.
fun design to
It's
look
just
at.
really his is one of the most unique builds.
And I
for
think
sure.
the chains hanging off is what really makes it for me. He's just because even when you pick him up, it's like he's jingle, jingle, clink, clink, clink. It's like, yeah, you're a jingly, clinky boy.
He also he's one of the few that has like extra ammo is like very prominently stored on his other arm.
Yeah.
and
the
not
other ones,
stupid
most of them
like
are just
Kongu's
Yeah, it's
coming
not like
off the
sticking
back
straight
of-
out. It's
Well-
like sticking parallel to his arm, which makes so much more sense.
Yeah, most of the other ones just have it like sticking out of like exposed like sockets in the back.
No, it's like,
Yeah.
what a weird thing to do.
It is really funny. And it's also especially odd since it would have looked just fine like pushing it through like the pinholes.
Yeah.
Rather than like sticking it in the axles because they fit through the pinholes.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they did it that way.
Weird choices all
But
around.
it is kind of cool. It looks cool on Kongu. Or on Huki, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
With having the extra ammo. Huki's mask is one of the new parts included. This is the Kanohi Garai? Garai. It's dual molded in black and Keytornge, and it's unique because it only covers the top half of his head, leaving room for a technique like, the best way I can describe it is like a rebreather connected to a flex hose. And it's also interesting because this mask has 2 connection points for flex hose, but it's not used in the actual set. So if you look on there, there actually are 2 holes where you could put the tube in, but they don't use it because the flex hose is actually connected to a Technic piece that's supposed to like imitate like a breathing mask.
Yeah,
or something,
I think the
like from a
rebreather
scuba.
thing looks really cool.
It does look cool. What makes this really interesting is that the mask then has it doesn't have a normal connection point.
Mhm.
It connects through the axle hole at the top of the head on either side, which is just really super unique.
Yeah,
and it makes it only work with the Mahri heads, of course,
Yeah.
or with the Metro heads, but
worth it because this mask
Yeah.
is so cool, and it
It
has
is
the
very
little
cool.
red spike on the top of it.
Yeah, the
which
red
I always thought was funny.
let's not forget about the red spike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I
Morak
said.
is like, oh yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yes, it was Morak.
I got it right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think that settle red looks so good, and
It does.
it's smart because it ties in the Kodak, which they all have,
And
right?
the red
so it's like,
axles that were
Yeah, that's
color
true.
locked at that time.
yeah, it looks really nice.
Yep, I agree.
And he's the only one that shares a foot pattern with any of the other Mahri.
Yes. Yep, because his is the same as Jala's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Mahri really were so different from each other.
They were. Except for their feet, apparently.
Whoa.
Just
That was
kidding.
ill. You're rage baiting me.
Anyway.
That was the exception, not the rule.
Right.
Yeah.
There's another new part in this one, 57543, the small blade, which would go on. These are used as the shoulder armor on Huki, and these would go on to be seen in 15 sets between 2007 and when it retired in 2010.
Whoa, mama.
Yeah, this piece was popular and for good reason. Great piece, and it works on a huge variety of contexts. And once again, I really would have thought this was new for Glatorian. It just looks like a Glatorian piece, but it's not. It was used here first. It was designed for this, interestingly enough.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. That
It's
I
such
know.
a cool
I
piece.
think- always
doesn't ring
of-
true in my brain for some reason.
Yeah, I always think of Glatorian when I see these because they look
Yeah.
like Glatorian pieces. But looking at them more carefully now, like all the little dots and holes in them,
that's what
it looks like
yeah.
bubbles. I'm like,
well,
oh, that kind of
especially
makes
when
more
you
sense.
see it compared to his Huki's main weapon, right? I can't remember what the spear is called,
Aqua
but it has
Warblade.
the exact same design language.
Yeah.
Like even the way the spikes, almost the spike pattern, let's say, comes off with the circles in the center. It's like it's the same sort of weapon.
It is interesting though because they don't share the same design language as Jala's sword or as Nuperu's
No.
shield because those both share a very industrial,
Yeah.
flat sort of feel, whereas his are much more natural and ornamented.
Organic. They remind me of coral.
Yes, I was thinking air bubbly, like Pokemon.
Yeah,
air
like I
bubble.
could see the
I always
air
thought of
bubble,
them as
but
like bone, kind of. Like that's why
They
I
were
think-
finally
Glatorian.
crafted.
I think Vorox, yeah, definitely
it does get,
influenced you there.
Mm-hmm. So some interesting parts about this one is his, like I said, the right arm is the Nuperaka arm, which doesn't match, which again super weird. And then his leg, on his legs, he has a unique part number 54177, which is the spiked ball half with 2 axle holes. And this part was designed for Knight's Kingdom, the Knight's Kingdom 2, if you're keeping track. But it would also be used in black in another Bionicle set. Do you know what it is?
No.
8984 Stronius.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Strongiest.
So it's actually interesting because this was part locked to Knight's Kingdom for a while and then ended up being used. Stronius.
I really like this
And
piece in the Knight's Kingdom sets.
It would make one appearance in a system set, an Ninjago set,
As what? Like a Pokemon?
a spike ball.
Genius. How do they come up with such good part usage?
I know. This is such a strange piece, but it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
a
it.
good.
And ironically, this piece is designed to work with the Bionicle chain piece.
That is actually pretty funny.
Oh, that's funny.
It has the same connection point.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I think that's really interesting.
They're just spiting the Bionicle chain. They're
Yep.
like, I hate this guy.
So Huki came with 61 parts, and once again, the current cheapest in the US on Bricklink is $30.
So it's crazy how much extra junk he has on him, and he's still not the highest piece count one, right?
No.
Correct.
It's just weird. I would have thought he would be.
Okay. So next up, we have Nuparu.
Ooh,
Set
more like
number-
old Peru. Wait, I've used that, haven't I?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
think
more
you
like
did.
old Brazil.
So Toa Nuparu, set number 8913. His color scheme was black, dark gray, and silver. And he has a sleek, agile posture. Now, the inspiration, you can see that there was like sort of an inspiration for each character, right? Like where it kind of came from. So like if you're looking at Kongu, he's got just like that very like soldier-ish look, you know?
Heavy weapons gunner.
Right. Jala's just fire guy, like honestly.
Because he's red.
Yeah. And then with Hyuki, it's that gladiator kind of look. And then for Nuparu, they just were like, okay, ocean scuba diver. He's just a scuba
Yep,
diver. Straight up, he's a scuba
Well,
diver.
I wouldn't say just a scuba diver. He's a scuba diver that's about to go like fight a shark or something.
Yeah, I'm just saying like his whole design is based off of
He's
like a scuba
scuba.
diver with a wetsuit. That's what it is. And a shield for some reason.
Yeah.
But
He brought the shark cage with him.
but I think like in a weird way, it kind of works. It just looks.
It's so boring.
Yeah.
See,
This is the coolest picture I could find, where he actually I think looks
There are
cool
some
in this
okay
one.
promotional images, but
he was the sauce sacrifice for the others to look as cool as they
Yeah.
did. Like they had to drain every ounce of anything unique or fun or interesting from Nuparu.
I don't know. I do think there are some cool things. His mask is a distinct standout in this one.
Really?
Yeah, I've always liked his mask.
I'm not crazy about his mask, and I think it looks even worse with his totally unornamented body. It's just like he looks like he is wearing a scuba suit.
Right.
And as we went over with the good guy thing, having skin tight looking bionicle pieces is weird.
yeah.
To me, it's the shield that just doesn't match. Like I like the shield.
Yeah, because
but
it's so big, it takes away his like stealthy infiltrator kind of look. Because like that's the size of Pluto, bro. Like
Yep.
you're not gonna be able to stealth your way somewhere with that.
Right. Now, if it actually functioned like it does in
That
the
would be
comic,
cool.
that would be really cool. Or the promotional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have liked that.
Anyway.
That would have bumped him up to a 2, in my opinion.
So Nuparu's torso is entirely black, and it uses the Type 1 Anika armor. And interestingly, in black, this is only shared with him in his Anika form. So the only way to get this torso armor in black is to buy Nuparu, whichever one you want.
Yeah. you have Nuparu or Nuparu.
Yep.
Make your choice. Although I think the choice is pretty obvious between the two.
That is true.
What I think is kind of cool about this design is that he uses the V-shaped Paraka feet
Yes.
to emulate flippers.
That one,
Yeah.
I'll give him that. That actually does work, and I've always liked that.
Yeah, I think that's really smart. His primary weapon is actually a shield. It's made from 2 identical parts, part number 57529, each making up half of the shield. And this part would only be seen on one other set, which is set number 8943, the Axelara T9. And this part is, I've always found it hard to use because it doesn't have a lot of connection points and it's very flimsy. Like it is not a solid piece of plastic like at all. It's super thin.
Yeah.
And it also is kind of dumb as a shield because it has a giant slit in the
that
center.
part always bugged me, and it always made me think, I'm like, surely that converts into a weapon of some sort, right?
Right.
That's where like the energy beam goes. And
Yeah.
It's like, nope. It's just a terrible shield.
Yeah.
It's like,
Really bad
Okay.
shield. And so it makes it useless for mocking because it's like, this is not a shield.
it's not a shield.
Yeah.
It does make kind of a cool shape, though.
Yeah, I've used it for like an axe before, but
Yeah. But the thing is, it's so large. That's
It's
even
huge,
hard.
I
You
know.
can't use it for normal sized characters.
yep. Yep.
This guy.
Okay.
What are we gonna do about him?
Oh, Nuparu. He, other than, and of course he has his Kordak mounted, Kordak blaster mounted in the other hand, and he's just holding it, unlike
Yeah.
or
But
Jala.
him holding it normal makes sense, because if he's going a more sleek, like
Yeah.
gun looking thing, then yes, he would hold it like a gun,
Right.
like it would be. But it's not very cool now, is it?
Yeah, not really, no.
Right.
So Nuparu does have some Nuparu parts. His mask, for one, is the Kanohi Volatok.
Mm-hmm.
It is pearl light gray. Thomas, your favorite color ever.
Ooh.
And it included a companion part, which is actually new to the Mari line.
Mm-hmm.
This is set number
Set number?
part number
Like
57702.
this thing's a whole set.
The Bionicle mask inner glass, and this comes in trans medium blue, which is not the only color that it would ever appear in, but it's by far the most common.
Mm-hmm.
And this gave the mask a sort of like glass look behind it. So the axle, instead of being like the normal axle length, is actually another half long. So you could slide this piece inside and then slide that onto the piece. And that's the case.
It was a cool.
I do like that piece.
cool
And sliding
design.
it into the mask always felt so satisfying because it was a
is.
really tight fit. It's just like, it
Yep.
was cool.
Yeah, it's really, it adds a lot to the effect for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like this piece just as a piece. And it works really cool as the mask. Also, Nuperu, his mask is not exclusive, unlike Kongu and Jala. He would also share his mask with 2008's 8954 Mazika and 6126 Good Guy.
Oh, and canonically, this is also the mask that Nadiki wore.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So this mask gets around.
Although presumably Niki's did not have the
Tube on it.
tubing.
No, it did not.
Yeah. The mask did come with holes for the flex hose in both cheeks, but the set actually only has it going in the right side.
What's so funny? Every time you say flex and then like pause, I always think you're going to say flex tape because I've been so indoctrinated into flex tape. I've never personally used this stuff, but I'm just indoctrinated.
What is really interesting about the way that the tubes work is that they go into the sides of the mask rather than like in front or behind, which is the case with the other ones. I think it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. The one thing I wondered though is these tubes presumably partially help them breathe, but where are they getting the oxygen from? Like they're just connected to like their back.
Yeah, they're
or in Kongu's case,
generating it with their body.
So why do they need the tube?
Yeah, what is
I don't know,
with
man.
that? And also like Kongu's is just going straight back into his mask.
Yeah.
So unless his
But it
brain
goes
is
through-
holding all the
it goes
oxygen.
through the thing.
It goes through
Yeah.
the tank.
Yeah,
So-
I guess. But on Holly, you have no excuse.
We'll get there. Don't worry.
Okay.
Anyway, so another new piece on this one is parts number 8943 and 57526, which is the Bionicle thigh and shoulder armor left and right, respectively. I think those are right, but one of those might be wrong because they seem drastically
the
different.
8943
Yeah, that's
is
wrong.
the Axelara.
I think it's 57526 and 57527 or something like that.
By the way, Jacob
But-
didn't write these down. He's just going these off the top of his head
I'm
because
off,
he's
this is
a
off the
machine
dome,
like that.
Off the dome. Yeah.
Jacob,
Anyway.
what is part number 85229?
Oh, that's a Technic axle with side beam connection.
Dang, I'm not going to fact check that. You're good.
By the way, the left one is 57541, so they are
Yeah,
not
okay,
consecutive,
that's right,
which
that's
is
right, yeah,
goofy, but
That
Yeah,
makes
really weird.
What were they doing with the numbering on these sets, bro?
Don't know. Well, these are parts, but yeah. So these are the sort of like fin-like looking pieces that are on his arms and legs. And these would be exclusive to Nuperu and Black, but he came with 2 of each. And what's really weird is these pieces just don't look like they were designed for this set.
Yeah, that's funny because I'm looking at these. I'm like, first of all, I don't even remember these pieces existing. And second,
No one knows. No one remembers these pieces existing.
I'm realizing now how little I look at Nuperu, which I am so happy for in the past. But currently, I'm just like, it looks so dumb and random. Like we didn't know what to do, but he looks naked, even more naked without these. So let's just throw on, this random piece
that they invented for Nuperu.
Yeah, it's
presumably.
like you could have done anything, and he did that.
Yeah. It's really odd, and this piece does not get used very much outside of Nuperu, which again reinforces the fact that these were designed for him.
Yeah.
So odd.
Yeah.
They look really out of place to me. And they're actually fairly useful pieces, but they're just like, I don't know, they just look weird.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them in the slightest.
I've never loved this piece, but I have found some pretty good uses for it. Anyway, Nuperu came with 58 parts, and the current cheapest on Bricklink is $28 because nobody wants Nuperu, sadly. So
I
anyway,
wonder why.
we haven't bashed them enough.
Yeah.
Now this is all this to say that even though he's the worst Mari, he is far from the worst Toa.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I agree.
I still think his design is actually pretty good overall. It just doesn't reach the highs that the other Mari do.
I will note one funny thing. Reading his entry in the Makuda's Guide to the Universe, most of his entry talks about Hyuki.
Incredible.
I'm like, if that doesn't say everything about this arc, I don't know what does.
He got bit by the Winua disease.
Because it's like he was there while Hyuki was doing all this cool stuff. It's like, cool. Why am I not just reading about Hyuki?
Anyway, all right. So next up, we got the woman, the myth, the legend herself, Toa Mahri, 8914. Her color scheme was dark blue and lime green, which is what they really should have done with all the other Toa, because it stands out and it looks
This
so
color
cool.
scheme,
Yeah.
this entire set. So I think it may be one of the best Bionicle sets. Period.
I agree. Like,
it has no flaws.
regular retail Bionicle set, this is hands down one of the greatest.
And the way she's posed as well in like the promo images is just so cool.
It's like an angel of death. It's so cool.
Yeah, she does get that
Yeah.
vibe. Angel of Verdun.
Yeah, she definitely has like an angelic, like that tall, strong, heroic, just like, you know, like very like imposing in a way, but also not like menacing per se, you know?
Yeah, it hits that. It's intimidating, not really menacing.
Right, exactly. What's interesting though is her build is actually pretty simple. She also uses the Paraka torso, again, no armor, which looks less weird on her than
It doesn't
does
look weird on her at all.
Hyuki
Yeah.
for some reason. And her primary weapon is a protosteel talon, part number 57545 in silver. I guess this one also had a name. But it's not a cool name like, you know, Aqua Warblade, but
That's true.
this part is actually exclusive to Holly. I think it has to do with its large size and its unusual shape. Like, it is really big, and it's just like a fork, basically.
And it's weirdly attached to her hand, because you'd think it'd be on one of the dual side of it. Instead, it's on the very end with the single piece. It's like,
it looks, I don't know. I've always thought it was a little out of place looking. I always felt like she needed like a sword or some sort of, you know, spear maybe.
I don't know, because I like the idea and theme of it being that like claws and talons would be really effective underwater because there's very little drag.
Well, I mean, Golly, the original Golly had claws.
Yeah, exactly. And also how big it is, because it kind of gives her, it makes it clear it's her primary weapon, and it allows her to like drape it anywhere near her body, essentially, which allows for a lot of cool posability and to let you see the focal point of her, whatever you want to make it. Because you can make the focal point her mask and her wings, or you can put the claw more in front and make that the focal point, or you can go Kordak Blaster front and kind of put the claws behind. It just kind of completes the silhouette and shape of it to me. So those are my thoughts on the Protosteel Talons.
I do have mixed feelings about it, because on one hand, I think that it's...
It is on one hand.
Well, yeah, exactly.
The right hand.
The left hand, actually.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the Makuda's Guide to the Universe is mirrored.
Yeah. I think that it's a very awkwardly large piece. And so it does kind of, like, in a lot of other contexts, I think it would look particularly weird. But I think since the Kordak blasters are so big and, like, bulky to begin with, that it's like, it's good to have this larger weapon offset that. And since she has no asymmetry in her build other than her weapons, I think she needed that big something to set that off, right? To make it look visually, like, have the same weight.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, I appreciate that choice and why they did that. But it's still something about it is like, yeah, it doesn't look like a focal point to me. It doesn't, like, when you see a sword, your eye is drawn to the sword because it's like, it catches your attention because it's strong. There's like always a core to it that you can just immediately latch onto. Whereas this one, it's like, what is there? It's like 3 prongs that you have to decide what you're looking at, right?
See, I guess what I like about it is that while focal point may have been the wrong word, I like what you said about shifting the visual weight. And since they're talons, they naturally lead your eyes up to the end of them and then onwards.
Yeah.
So they kind of position where you want to look at Holly. which I think works when pointing up to her head, especially because that's where the design really
in the
rocks. In the promo image, that's what it is doing.
It does do that, and that's called leading lines. In art, when they do that, and it works very well here.
Yep.
Yeah. So, have you talked yourself into liking it then?
Well, I don't dislike it. I just have some reservations about it, but as a whole, I'm not going to say it detracts from the set because it doesn't. So.
Okay.
Well, and she has a Kodak blaster on her other hand, just like everyone else.
And one thing I will say about the promo images, I like that it has them either all firing the Kordoks or having fired them in the past.
Yeah.
Like, it gives just a little bit of story. It's like, what did you use these on already? Yep. What was worth a mini missile being launched at, right?
All right. And Holly's firing 3.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what is she
She's aiming at Gadunka, let's be honest.
So Holly wears the Kanohi Faxon in dark blue, but this mask could also be seen on Lesovic in lime green. Like Nuperu, this mask is also designed to be placed over the transparent glass part, the one that we mentioned before. And it had holes in both sides of the chin for the flex hose. But what's interesting is the hose doesn't go directly into the holes on her. The robot claw pieces, like the ones that we were talking about for Rudaka's eyes, go into those holes, and then the hose is clipped into the claws, which allows the hose to be placed at like a kind of specific angle. Yeah. And I'm not totally sure why they do that, but it really works.
It really works.
Yeah.
I think it allows the hose to go out more and kind of give the same outline as Hyuki's mask does.
Right.
Actually.
I think they just wanted to give her a mustache again, but they, they failed. It's actually almost the exact same positioning.
Yeah, as the tubes on her mask.
The tubes on her mask.
But it works this time.
Yeah.
That is really interesting, actually. I wonder if they thought about that at all.
I don't know. Could be.
Cool, though. And she also has that secondary piece inside her mask.
She does.
To get the,
and she also has, like, there's also one of those bulb pieces that we were talking about at the top of her mask, which I always wondered what that's supposed to be. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a third eye or like, some sort of...
She stole Kalma's third eye.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what it's actually supposed to be, but it's there and it's fine. I don't love it, but it's fine.
Yeah. I think the mask looks fine without it as well,
yeah,
which I do appreciate.
And Lesovic doesn't have it, which is interesting.
Yeah.
She also has some new pieces. Other than that, the 59540, the Bionicle wing/fin, which actually would also remain exclusive to Holly, which unlike her Proto Steel Claws does not make any sense to me because this is a really versatile and cool looking part.
Like throw this on a couple of Rahi and you have a winner on your hands.
Honestly.
A flying crab. Can you imagine?
Yeah. That would be pretty sick actually.
Yeah.
But it works like really well as wings. It could work as a weapon. It could work as, as fins. Like honestly, it could work in so many contexts and has good attachment points. Although I do say these pieces break more than any piece I've ever had. Like I've broken the axles off of these, a couple of them. Dang. Because they're just really weak.
Yeah.
I don't know why. So maybe that's why they didn't end up using them.
I don't think they would have really known that at the time though, right?
I don't know. But they look really cool,
they do,
so I can't deny the
if you're going to make a one-off piece, this is the piece to do it. Cause
it's just odd that like so many of her pieces ended up being exclusive, except her mask, which is funny.
Yeah. So, moving on though.
Yeah, so some interesting parts for her. The Toa Nika lower leg part number 53548, was exclusive to Holly in dark blue. And many of her other parts would also be really rare in dark blue. Maybe used 2 or 3 times otherwise. One interesting tidbit about Holly is she has the notorious lime green joints.
Lime green pieces.
Everyone knows just snap. Like they just break so easily. The older they get, the worse they get.
Yeah.
So, pro tip, if you are going to be using lime green pieces either to build Holly or to work on Mox, be really gentle when you're making the connections and try to allow the pieces to snap as little as possible. Try to like work them on so that they don't like clip necessarily.
Yeah.
Because they break so
almost
easily.
all the ones we have are cracked, I believe.
Yeah, most of them are cracked, which doesn't usually affect
the durability of it.
Yeah,
really.
It doesn't usually affect like the functionality of it, but if you don't like it, the look of it cracked, then
And also, it's a bit of a premonition. It's like it can break off at any time.
Yeah, I have worse problems with the Glatorian ones. Those are even more fragile. Mostly because of how they designed the pieces. But
But we'll get to that when we get to it, won't we?
Yep. This one also had 58 parts, and the current cheapest on this one is $30.
$30?
Yep.
What are we made of money?
Maybe you are.
This is so expensive, bro. $30? Are you kidding me? You could buy half of a COD game with that.
Anyways, last but absolutely not least, the man, the myth. I already said the true legend.
This is the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah,
Holly
that's
was
true.
the woman, the man, the woman, the myth, the woman, the legend.
The GOAT himself, Toa Mahri, set number 8915. Now, Mahri was white, silver, and sand blue, which was also a very effective design, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
He had sort of a hunched over and like thin looking build, but it doesn't give off like weakness. It gives off like still powerful in like a scrappy way, you know?
Yeah. He kind of looks like an ambush predator almost, where like that massive claw hanging out. You're like, I'm not gonna touch that.
Yeah, definitely. His build is like super asymmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the most unique build out of everybody.
Yeah.
His torso, the primary like piece that makes up his torso is a Nuva foot, which is super interesting.
Yeah. Because he also has Nuva feet as his feet.
It's his actual feet. Yeah. Yeah. It's
like point.
So his head is connected to the foot connection on the Nuva foot, which is just like the ankle connection on the Nuva foot, which is super interesting.
Yeah. It's cool. I love the asymmetry and just bizarre build of Mahri.
It really works. Like, genuinely works really well.
And also like how he's posed in group shots where he's just like hanging off stuff or whatever. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Aside from Kongu, he's the only Mari not to use an Anik or Paraka foot, which is kind of fun. His primary weapon is dual 5.7/5.2.8 weapon claw blade small. So he has two of them on the same hand, and they make like a kind of a two-pronged claw piece.
Yeah.
And this part had an extremely successful run following this set. It would appear in 15 sets between 2007 and 2010 in 4 colors, including a Hero Factory set.
Well, it's also interesting because these are Hydraxon's boomerangs, right?
These are Hydraxon's
And it's funny looking at these because I'm like, I think they were designed as boomerangs first and then made into these because
I could see that being the
they're very
case.
boomerang shaped.
Yeah. They're really cool, though. I like this piece a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I've used this piece many times.
I also like the 2 black tubes on his arm going across and then still having the other tube that goes into his mask. It's like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, the 2 black tubes is like a chef's kiss. It's so good. That was what made me... That particular detail is what made me want this set when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Even though we never got it. We do have it now, but we didn't have it at the In his other hand, of course, he has a Kordak blaster just mounted normally, like Holly and Nuperu. He had some new parts. So his mask is the Kanohi Trina.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that mask. In silver. And it also included a hole for the flex hose in the left chin. And just like the Faxon and the Volatok, this is designed around the transparent glass visor part. And would allow that piece to, shine through. This mask is also just really a interesting, like, unique bulbous shape.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks very deep sea with, like, the large eyes, for, like, seeing underwater.
Right.
And, like, the very smooth shape. So I think it's cool. It's not my favorite mask, but I like what it's going for.
One thing that, well, I'll talk about it when we get to the end, but I do like Mahri's mask quite a bit. And he also has a spot, of course, for the hose to go into, but only one on Mahri. It's only on the left side. So
interesting.
Yeah, it is really interesting.
Because almost all the others are...
All of the others have 2 holes, one on either side.
Just another asymmetry for my boy Mahri. I will say one downside is his mask looks kind of similar to Nuperu's. And that's not an association I want for my boy.
It's just because they're both silver. That's why.
Well, no, and they both have a little thing sticking out on the side.
I guess,
they both have blue transparent visors, and they're both silver.
There are some
But besides
similarities.
that,
The shoulder armor that we were talking about, 57544, would also appear on Motoro in silver, but of course they would see Ron. None of Motoro's other parts would really be particularly rare or unique. Pretty much that's it. Everything else you see multiple times. He had 62 parts, and the current cheapest Bricklink for Motoro is $30.
and again on his promo image, at least for Makuta's Guide to the Universe, he also has that clipping Kordak into the leg problem.
Yep.
So
It's weird that they didn't clip it in some of them.
I know.
and
I'm like,
clipped
they
in
got it
others.
right
Like
on
Holly's
4
is
of them.
great, and yeah, it's just I don't know.
Well, I guess actually the only one that would have a similar issue is Holly, because the others either aren't shooting or are shooting off screen. So maybe they only have a 1 in 3 track record. Poor intern, whoever did this. Anyway, I digress.
So overall thoughts on the sets. I really like all of their designs. There's something to like about all of them. There are a couple of specific things that bother me. One of those is the fact that Kongu's mask doesn't have the transparent visor.
I know, it
Which
looks
bugs
like
the
it
heck
should.
out of
Looks
me.
like it should. Yep.
It does, because there's so much open space on it. And since all the other ones that have that much open space do, like, it's fine on Jala, it's fine on Huki.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the open space.
Agreed.
But on Kongu, it just looks weird to not have it. Like, they really should have included it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It's wacky.
Yeah. I think they didn't want to, I think maybe they didn't want to mess with the yellow coming through, or it might have something to do with the spacing of the flex hose. But, yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
But I just love the asymmetry of all of them. Like, they push Toa designs crazy far, with
They
Motoro especially being just like, this guy is unlike any other Bionicle build that we've really seen up to this point. And I've always loved, like, hunched, lopsided Bionicles. That's, like, my opposite of a pet peeve. A thing
Your
I
pet.
like. My bias, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. But I feel like, again, like, the aesthetic and, like, some of the part choices really unify them still. And, like, bring them together. And it shows that you can have, like, a pretty significant disparity and still have characters that look like they go together.
Yeah.
Right. So, I think it's really cool.
Well done, Bonkle design team. Well done.
Samuel, what are your thoughts?
I like Motoro. I think he's a good set. I agree with Thomas that it's fun to see such a different take on a Toa build. Like, it's just unique. And
I think it's also cool to give this build to the hero of the story. Because normally, unless you're Quasimodo, hunchback lopsided characters are not like the saving heroes of an entire franchise. But I think it's cool.
Sam, what do you think of the Toa Mahri just generally?
I think the Mari definitely contend for the top spot as far as Toa design goes. Like, just as a team, they look great together, and as individuals, I mean, excepting New Peru, right? There's virtually nothing that really makes me go ew on any of the other ones, right? Like Kongu's meh, but like, for the most part, I have the highest opinion of them for sure individually, and so thus together they work really well. And so I like them. I think that they are a good entry for sure.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot to like about them, and my favorite thing is that it's just how far they pushed it. Like, they just pushed it, and we'll see that influence to the whole rest of Bionicle.
Han Solo be like, push it. No, he says punch it. Dang it. Punch.
So close.
Yeah, so far.
So one other thing that I wanted to say about the Kordak blasters. So when we were kids, we were like, these weapons are terrible. So we got the Mari, I don't know, that was 2007. We probably got them in 2007. So I was 9.
As someone who's alive in 2007, I can confirm Nothing.
You were 5. You don't remember anything. So, it was natural at that time to, of course, play with things in the bathtub. So I remember having Samuel's Kongu in the bathtub, or Thomas's Kongu.
Samuel also had a Kongu.
Or Thomas's Kongu in the bathtub, and firing the Kordak blaster in there just out of curiosity, dumb kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it working super well.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like, wait a minute, hold up. So of course we fill up the sink with water and try to fire it. Works really well.
Yeah.
Turns out those things work super well underwater.
They work way better underwater
better
than they do in dry air.
Yeah.
And even if they're wet, they work better.
Yep.
Yeah.
So playing with them in the pool, heckin' rocks.
So this is a pro tip you're not going to hear anywhere else. This is a 100% Barraki talk show
I think you can
exclusive.
hear this other places.
I've literally never seen this anywhere else. Yes, I have.
Okay, well, in that case, we are savants, and we figured it out because they work super
so
well
if you
underwater.
already knew this, you're a legend. But for those of you who don't, try it. Try the Kordak blaster underwater. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, testing against our results, we generally had a 50% success rate above land, like 6 shots, only 3 would go. Underwater, it was around 90 to 95%.
These are our super scientific results from when we were 10. So.
I did experiments. I ran it as a kid because I was interested. That I do remember. I was probably older when I did it, but I remember that.
Fair
you
enough.
can't gaslight me.
Anyway,
go home.
So there's your pro tip.
To reminisce.
Bad news, though. The squid launchers are still no better.
No, the squid launchers work a lot better when they're near an incinerator that you can throw them into.
True.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll get to squid launchers when we get to them, though. Anyway, so I believe that concludes our technical section.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That concludes everything we have for this part 1 of the Toa Mahri, and we'll see you again in part 2. And until then, good night, Markjuly. This brings us to the end of today's podcast. If you enjoyed the discussion, please follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. If you like to watch instead of listen, you can also find us on YouTube. The Barraki Talk Show is only made possible thanks to viewers like you. Thank you.